Just pretend Nocturnal Me's playing. I know I am. YouTube won't let me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scene being American and YouTuber Ronan. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Reserved Seats. I'm going to say hello to everyone currently joining us on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Already into chat. Host of Thursday Things. Co-host of Friday Night Last Call. Co-host of Live from Sparkwood and 21. Sea of the Smoldering Avatar. Bringing the raid. Getters Network. Our man from the future, Sashi. A name I'm seeing for the first time, Brian Halfcock. Welcome. Enigma Severus. My guests are waiting patiently backstage, so let's bring them on. The reason I know you are all really here. A woman who threatens me all the time, actually, at random. She'll DM me and just like say the most horrible things. I'm not showing my face on camera right now because I am that frightened. Also because I don't know if I'm going to come out blurry, even though I turned down the resolution. Hi, I'm the old guy. It's my birthday this weekend. No one wants to see this. They want to see the woman who's about to come on. But I do want to remind you she is an extremely violent person. And I do not know what she's going to do. So just bear with us, please. It's in this corner.
Dude, I'm older than you. You're a baby.
Nah. I look 20 years older than I am, let's be honest.
No, you don't.
And the man who is probably already regretting being here, our co-host on the Mystery Movie Night podcast, a first-time guest here tonight, Corey from Wilkie's Movies and Music.
Sir, thank you for having me on. No regrets whatsoever. We're ready to have some fun. Some of us are running on fumes, but we're ready to go. We're ready to go.
All right. So, well, go ahead. And of course, this is, of course, if you wish to go into it, tell everybody the good news.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, this weekend has been very, very busy, very hot, very stressful, but everything came out perfectly. My son is now a married man, and there's another Mr. and Mrs. in our family. So it was a very wonderful weekend. I couldn't have asked for anything more, except if it dropped about 20 degrees, I would have been a lot happier. But other than that, can't complain one bit. So happy for the two of them, and so excited to see where their next chapter leads them. So I'll stop with that.
Cool. All right. Some other people have joined us here in the chat. I don't want to ignore them. Dark Room Reviews. Eli Cortez.
Eli.
Yes. Holland Oates.
Mr. Holland.
And a member of my channel, Nate. Geek Flag with Nate Knows in 1973. All right. Marvel Boy has joined us. Thank you. Trina, Real Horror. Good to see you.
Hey, Trina.
All right. So, earlier this evening, I did my best of 2025 so far. And for the most part, fairly good reception. There was kind of a notable kind of thumbs down, I suppose, when it came to one of the films on my list. And apparently Sinners is not a popular movie with everybody.
Which
Hey,
I
I
will
get
say,
it.
we were talking
Yeah,
about backstage.
we were
I've heard
talking about
nothing
that.
but good things, and
Yep.
I still need to see it. I want to see it so bad.
Yeah,
Blows my mind.
which is why I don't want to go too far into spoilers for it, because it just lets you just let that one just flow over you, man. Because there's a lot going on in that movie. That's actually what I like about it. You know, there are people who are like, "Well, it's just a ripoff of From Dusk Till Dawn." Yeah,
No,
but there's a lot more
no.
going on than just that. You know. Um,
I don't feel like it is. Honestly, there's so much different about that movie that it never entered my mind. And in all honesty, I prefer Sinners.
That makes me want to watch it even more.
I do. I mean, I like Dusk Till Dawn, but Sinners is more it's more powerful and impactful to me because
Enigma.
it has deeper things to say.
Yeah. Says Enigma. We'll be doing a betting poll on Deleted's top 10 towards the end of the year. Yeah, we'll see. I picked out 6 movies that were in my what I call the buy it on 4K category, and we'll see how many of them are still in my top 10 at the end of the year. But the rate things have been going, I think they have a pretty good chance of still being there at the end.
Same.
Nate says Sinners is like From Dusk Till Dawn, the same way The Raid is like Dread. Yeah, because Dread gets compared to The Raid a lot, and then I don't know if you can really kind of compare the two, really. You know, I'm just
Yep.
saying, just take it for what it is. Jane Dodoletti is with us. Good to see you.
Hey, Nikki.
Um, Marvel Boy's asking, what are we looking? Blockbusters coming out in July: Megan 2, Jurassic Park Rebirth, Superman, Fantastic Four, Know What You Did Last Summer, and Together. And if you had told me that the movie I'm looking forward to the most would be Megan 2.0, the sequel to a movie I haven't even seen,
You've never seen it?
I'd be surprised. Never got around to it.
That's all
Oh,
right.
it's
That's all right.
fun. It's fun.
It is a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that much more than I expected to.
I agree.
Yeah. As for the rest, Together's maybe the second choice in that one for me.
I haven't heard of
Despite
that one.
the controversy surrounding it, with oh, you two don't know this story.
I don't
No.
know anything
okay.
about that. No.
Together is a movie that stars Dave Franco and Alison Brie,
Oh, yes,
and
I've heard of that.
they are currently being sued by someone who is saying that the film is plagiarized based on another script that they supposedly read and rejected a couple of years before. And there's some. It's kind of, it depends on who you ask. There are people saying, yeah, it's very close. Others saying that it's not. I go, I guess I'll just have to see both movies and find out. As far as I know, What You Did Last Summer, I would really like to see someone do a straight up adaptation of the book. That's never been done. So I'm curious to see. I mean, not that the original movie that they didn't have elements of it, but it was like Scream placed over the book. And I'm like, the book's a little more PG-13, but I'd really like to see an adaptation of the book. The rest, I don't need another Fan 4 stick.
Mm.
Jurassic Park, let it go, folks. Superman, I don't
I
know.
am
Not until the money
actually
stops coming in.
I'm actually looking forward to that tomorrow.
I want to watch that one. I'll say that too. I'll watch that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it. I'm planning to see it with my brother and my
Oh,
nephews.
which one?
The Jurassic movie.
Oh,
The Rebirth.
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Now, if it turns out to be the mystery movie tomorrow night, it probably won't be, but if it does, obviously I'll sit
I
down and
have
I'll watch it. But
I have a strong feeling it's gonna be.
I really want to get out to that one. I'm going to say I have like a 50-50 chance of getting out to it tomorrow night, but that'd be a fun one to watch.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
welcome to Scolder 22.
Hey, Scolder.
I think I know where you got that from. I like that. All right. But yeah, we do have a mystery movie tomorrow night. Unless I see evidence to the contrary, I think it could be Jurassic Park, or maybe that movie's just too big and it's going to be something else. I don't know. We'll see. If it is, I'll give it its due diligence. I'll sit through it. I'll watch the whole thing. I didn't see Dominion. Everything I heard was that was a train wreck. So
It's terrible.
I actually
last two
never
were
seen.
terrible.
I haven't seen Dominion either.
it should have it should begin with that little girl getting sent to prison for everybody gets killed by all the dinosaurs she released.
Yes. Yeah. That
Yeah.
was so stupid.
They're
I hated
just
that
like
part.
me, and I'm a good Lord, girl. Why are you here? Why are we? Why does John Hammond suddenly have this partner that we're finding out 6 movies in? Why is this not making any sense? Why are we in a mansion? Why are we? Because what happened, right? Was they went and they wrote that script that they didn't film, where they actually were putting lasers on the dinosaurs. I'm not lying. There actually was a script for like Jurassic Park 4 that had like
Hadn't heard of that.
All I think of is
trucks with frickin' laser beams.
exactly. Oh my gosh.
And
That's what comes to my mind every time.
you guys do know that the screenwriter has already admitted he was coked to the gills when he wrote that script, right?
Oh,
I mean,
jeez.
just why?
Hey.
What? What do you mean I have to pay for Final Draft again? All right. Anyway. Yes, every year. Thank you. And good night. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of feel like we've lost a plot when it comes to Jurassic Park.
In many ways we have, but we'll see.
I don't know. We'll see.
Going
Racers on
optimistic.
Dinosaurs
Going
was-
optimistic.
Live action Dino Riders. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Because they keep going off on this thing of, turning these dinosaurs into weapons. And it always turns to that. In all of these movies, it's always the military wants it as a weapon. It's a dangerous virus, but the military wants it as a weapon. And I'm like,
Well, that's the way the military often is.
good Lord, just stop.
Saw a movie tonight
It's like a
where
trope
that
in and of
exact
itself.
situation happened. It's a movie called Sputnik, and I'd never seen it before. I'd heard of it, and I was pleasantly surprised by that film.
I didn't see it.
Me either.
It's on Shudder.
I should check it out.
I
If I have
recommend
that.
it. It's
I forgot to
Russian.
cancel my free preview of it, so I got it for another year. So I
There you
better watch
go.
some movies on there.
It's Russian, so subtitles. But I thought it
No,
was
it's good. That's all right.
It'd be really good. Shark Boy showing up in a new Jurassic Park. Marvel Boy says Superman be visually exciting for sure. It's got that, but story-wise, I'm hesitant. We'll have to see. Yeah. I hope
Passing
it's
on that
good.
one.
I mean, folks, don't get me wrong. I don't want to come off negative. I hope all of these movies are good, but they're not really giving me a whole lot of hope based on the advertising so far. It's just been that's the problem. I talked about this on my last live stream, was that there is either no advertising, or every once in a while it's false advertising, or
Yeah.
it's just bad. It's just plain bad advertising. It doesn't entice you to want to go out and see a movie, and that's something that needs to change. Davey Deathray says, nope, sorry, that jumped on me. Says, I think Superman will be a B- at best. I'd be
But
happy.
you know what?
A
B- is still passing.
That's still.
Yeah, but it's low for a movie that is like that.
Yeah, I agree. With the money that's probably going into that.
Mm-hmm.
Hello to everything, Isabel.
Isabel, how are you doing?
Okay. Sashi says, I think most people will be showing up for Nathan Fillion's haircut. It's pretty.
I love the bowl cut and the straight bangs.
It's
Go for
so
it.
terrible. Look awful.
The first time
my
I saw
goodness.
the first teaser, I was like, that's not him. What? Is that him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Nigga says, I'm surprised by the hate on Superman. Honestly, DC wasted Henry Cavill, and sadly they haven't had good storytelling. No.
You know, honestly, I love going into movies, even if I'm like iffy on it, just go in optimistic. Go in with a positive mindset. Think it's going to be good. If you're disappointed, you're just disappointed. But man, if you go in right off the bat thinking, oh, this is going to be horrible, that's probably what you're going to think about it when you come out of it.
Yeah, Davey, that is. So, Superman to me is a boring character. He's tremendously overpowered, and he doesn't have the complexity and the depth that I like in a superhero movie, which is why I really enjoyed Man of Steel so much.
I
And the
love
Snyder
Superman.
Cut.
I love Superman,
Batman
and
versus
I
Superman.
think all the movies. But I will agree, I am a fan of Man of Steel, where a lot of people hate on that one.
Yeah.
It's a different story of him, but
Well,
I
the hate.
enjoyed it.
The thing is, the hate makes no sense. They complained about, oh my gosh, he killed Zod. That's terrible. Superman has killed. He has
But-
killed in comics before.
Yeah.
This is not anything that's comic inaccurate.
But what I was also saying to some people too is like, this is like his origin story, and maybe that is that moment that shocked him, that he went to the side of like not wanting to kill people too. Like what I'm saying, like he was never put in that situation before, and he had to make the decision, and he saved some
Well,
lives.
oh,
And
What's
you know
the
what I mean?
alternative? Let him kill innocent people?
Yeah, exactly. So, but then that might be where that traumatic event in his life skewed him more to try to avoid doing that ever in the future. But I don't think he would ever let something bad happen if that was the choice. Whether he had to do something he would possibly regret. He would rather regret doing something to save people's lives than not to do that.
Yeah, agreed. It's like people were complaining about Batman in Batman versus Superman, Batman using a rifle,
Yeah.
acting like that was, well, Batman, he doesn't use guns. Yeah, he did. In the comics, he did.
Originally, yeah.
Yes. So this is not anything unusual. Their complaints to me are ridiculous.
I mean, if you
Completely
ever
disagree.
read the first issue that Batman shows up in, he straight up kills that guy at the end.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was zero hesitation. I'd like to say hello to Chillo
Hey,
and
Chilo.
our Jurassic Chaos.
Hey, D.
Hey.
All right. Marvel Boy says, hope some of the effects are cleaned up because some of the shots are looking iffy and hokey. Like CGI in some places are rocky. I'm optimistic. Something tells me it's going to be a great hit. I am hearing that they're cleaning up some of the CGI. And that whole walleye bit that's in the trailer, I understand that is no longer in the film. So either they've reshot
Well,
it or just took it out. So
the little I've
I think,
seen of
yeah.
the trailer does not does not change my mind about how I feel. Like it looks okay. Uh, crypto, stupid looking, stupid. Um, eyes up here, stupid, really dumb. In this, these conversations he's having with Lois, complaining about I'm doing good stuff. It just, it's just it's hokey. I don't know.
I'm interested to see the movie, how that scene plays out. I'll say that. Where they go with
Well,
it, how it plays out,
I'll
I'm
let you
interested to see.
guys. I'll let you guys do that for me. I am not watching it. I decided when this
You're
movie
not?
was announced. I am not. I decided when this movie was announced that I was not going to watch it because I am extremely salty about the way Cavill was treated.
Oh, I agree.
It annoys me. Cavill to me is the perfect Superman, and I don't care what anybody says. I know a lot of people love Christopher Reeve because of that nostalgia factor, and he was a good Superman. But to me, Cavill was perfection, and I don't know. He's always been my favorite. So yeah, I know that I am so negative already about this film that I know going into it, because I know the way I think, I know going into it that I'm going to be negative and I'm going to come away with it not liking it no matter what. That's how set I am on not liking this. David Cornsweet, he looks the part, but to me he's a tremendous downgrade from what we had before. Just like what's his face? Oh gosh, what's his face? Liam Hemsworth, big downgrade from Henry Cavill in The Witcher. No thanks. Not gonna watch it. Not. I'm also not gonna watch Fantastic Four. I decided that when I found out what they did with Silver Surfer. And people will argue, oh, well, there was a female Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four. Yeah, and she lasted like 2 heartbeats and nobody really cared too much for her. And we all know why they're making this change. We all know. It's because we ought to do that, got to put that female in there, got to do that gender swap. Yeah, no thanks.
I'll tell you, I absolutely love Christopher Reeves in the original Superman and
A
Superman
lot of
2.
people do.
But I also love Henry Cavill. I loved him as Superman. And I know there was a change in tone.
His suit was fantastic. I liked his suit much more than that stupid underwear on the outside suit that they went with Christopher Reeve and also this one. Yeah, exactly.
It's a throwback. But
Yeah.
I will say I love both of them in different ways. And
Yeah.
I think that's okay. You can
Of
enjoy
course,
something.
yeah, it's okay. I'm not bashing.
Yeah.
I'm not bashing on the people that enjoy that and prefer that. It's just for me, it doesn't work as well.
That's fair.
It's so
Yeah, that's fair.
hokey. I can't watch the older Superman movies. However, I will say Superman 2 was my favorite. You know why? Because it went a little bit darker.
It did.
So,
It did.
see, I like the darker element. I don't like the goofy, overly optimistic, cheerful,
Is
sort
that
of
like
tone in a lot of comic book movies.
that's like the Superman equivalent to Empire Strikes Back with Star Wars? The part 2 where it gets a little darker and
Yes.
kind of digs into some
And to me,
feels
that's
a
why
little
it's the
more.
better one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do want to say hello to our resident Klingon, Mark Malnikoff. Hola.
Hello,
I'm in time to catch a
hello.
stream. Right on. Davey says Superman will be better than Fantastic Four. Agreed.
Some people believe
Or
that,
will it just
yes.
be a tiny dick measuring contest? Pretty much. Yeah.
Davey, you have such a way with words to describe that one.
Trina says Superman is my favorite superhero. This movie
Uh-huh.
better be good. I hope it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope that we're all wrong about this and it knocks everybody's socks off. I want it to be good. I want it to be good.
I'll say that, Trina, as well. I am so optimistic for this. There's reasons for that story that just kind of resonate with me in a personal way, like outside of just comic books and things that I just hope it's good, because that's a storyline that I really appreciate.
Well, if you're interested in a film, you want to enjoy it and you want it to be good.
Absolutely.
So I get that.
And there's just parts of that storyline that just kind of hit home on, not to go into anything too much, but just hit home for me. You know, like not superhero wise, but sometimes I think that's why we get sucked into some of these characters where you find some. You're not a superhero like that, but there's some story lines within their back history that you can relate to. And I think that's what makes a great character, a great comic or movie, where you have that little bit that you can relate to, or it pulls you into the story. But
Yeah, we'll see.
we'll
Won't be
see.
long
I'm
now.
hoping.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we brought that up about the CG. Yeah, my understanding is they are cleaning. They are working to clean some of that up. So
Well,
I'm beginning to
another
think that they should not end that footage out.
no, they shouldn't, because you know the people that are already set on disliking it, like me, fixated on on stuff like that, and you know, we'll see what happens. But I don't know.
Sin, my new mission is to get some positivity into your life. We're gonna work on this
Look,
one. We're gonna work on it.
I have positivity, but I'm also very. I have very strong opinions about something when I have decided that it's not going to work for me, and I don't care what anybody says.
It sounds like you've been burned before, and
I have. Terminator: Dark Fate.
Exactly.
Yes, I have.
We've all been burned before.
Joker 2. Yes, I have. Yeah. So, love hurts. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I got tears coming out right now. Sorry.
Sashi says, just do a One Punch Man full-length movie. That character is one of the best portrayals of an OP protagonist.
I would go see that,
I
because
would
that's
too.
something. Yeah, they did it right with something like that, and it was hilarious.
I would agree with that 100%.
I love that they're kind of poking fun at that whole thing. That's what's so funny. It's self-aware to me.
What do you think of? Have you watched any of Invincible?
I saw the first season. I have not seen the second one.
Okay, I was just
Heard it's good.
sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but anyway.
No, it's not a tangent. It's completely related to the discussion.
But that kind of plays into some of that, the overpowered. But then I don't know. I have not watched all of the seasons of that, but it's interesting. I've enjoyed it. I'll just say that, and it takes a different take on some of those things.
His father is the one that's overpowered, right?
Correct. And his
Right.
son is coming into some of that, though.
Okay, coming into some of that, but he didn't have it right away. And his father being overpowered, and the fact that he's dark and he's kind of villainy, especially in the first season. Like I said, I haven't seen the second season, so I don't know if there's been changes, but that's what was compelling to me. See, I like that darker, gritty element. Something that really taps into those complex, nuanced types of characters and situations. So
I agree. Okay, we can move after this, but that's what was kind of cool. I thought about that series is, so the father is not from Earth, kind of like Superman, and overpowered, and it's kind of cold of like, this is what would put order in things. He marries and has a kid with a human,
Mm-hmm.
and then the son is part of both of them. So
Yep.
he's dealing with coming into some of those superpowers, but then also having some of the more of the emotions of like, no, it's not cut and dry of like, this would make things right, but also having feelings of like how you're treating people or who lives or dies, or, you know, things like that. It's an interesting twist on it, I'd say. And I'm done talking about that. Sorry.
No, I think it's okay. It's relevant, I think.
Enigma answering Sashi. We have that. Snatch.
I love
Punch
Snatch.
That's a great
That was
movie.
such a fun movie.
It is.
I'm very glad that I watched it with subtitles on. I'll just say that.
Yeah, to know what Brad Pitt's saying. In a lot
And
of
the thing is, it made me feel good knowing that even the native speakers, the native people from that area didn't even know what the hell he was saying half the time. That there was that scene where Jason Statham and I don't know, one or two other guys were there talking with him, and Brad Pitt's doing his thing, and the guys are like,
Was it the part where he was describing what kind of caravan he wanted his mom to have?
I don't remember, but it was really funny. It's been a few years since I saw it. It was the first time I'd ever seen it. But my son and I watched it, and we did a collab review on it, and I just had such a blast with it. Yeah, lot of fun.
You want Dag? Huh? Dag's been Dags. Yeah. The son Dags.
It was so funny.
I think I backed that movie up a couple times because I was like, what? What? And I didn't have the subtitles on.
So funny. Guy Ritchie has a really funny way of taking things that can be pretty dark and making them really funny. Was Snatch the one where there was the Russian guy who just would not die? Or was that another movie?
Or was that wasn't Lock, Stock, and
I
Two
haven't
Smoking
seen
Barrels,
Lock,
was it?
Stock, so it
Okay.
wasn't that.
Okay. That's where I'm bad. I
But
start
that was
blurring
super
movies
funny.
together.
Like, and it's a dark scene. They're trying to kill the hell out of this guy, and no matter what they do, it's like he won't die. But it was funny.
I'll tell you,
it
not to
wasn't
go on.
goofy funny, but it was funny.
Well, I'll tell you, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is worth watching if you like
I've
anything
heard.
Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, I've heard
it's worth
good.
a watch.
I've heard it's good. Yeah,
Yep.
I do plan to see it for sure.
Nate says Superman is not a boring character. Superman is defined by his humanity. Biggest difference between Batman and Superman, Bruce Wayne, is that Bruce Wayne is the facade. Sorry. I'm sorry, Nate. I cannot read your stuff, man. I'm not good at it. Clark Kent is who Superman is. I get what he's saying.
I think he's saying like Superman's true self is in the suit and the cape, and his facade is Clark Kent. But Batman, his true self is Bruce Wayne. His facade is
His true
cape
self
and-
is Batman.
Is Batman.
His facade is Bruce
Is-
Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. They talk about that in Batman Begins. The reason why Superman is boring to me is because, number one, the OP that he had, he's overpowered, and also he's just he just doesn't have that deep complexity and very nuanced, like where he's kind of teetering on the edge of, you could see where things could possibly go dark for him, or he could err, or he could, take a wrong path or whatever. That's why I like the Zack Snyder version of him, because he was pretty conflicted, and it was a darker storyline. So
I'll agree with you. So First Sin, I would love to have a further conversation on this to change your mind on that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm totally
I had
kidding.
a conversation with Troy a couple of weeks ago, and I mentioned something about what I'm saying, and he's like, "Well, if that's what you want, just watch Brightburn." But I was telling him, Brightburn, that character, he's bad. He's evil. I don't want Superman to be evil. I just want him to be more interesting.
So I'll agree with you. So I did enjoy Brightburn because it was like a weird, it was kind of like the
What if Superman were?
Yeah, evil. And
Yeah, evil. I
what
haven't
if
seen that
things went
yet.
wrong when he was young? And I did enjoy that one, but I do agree with you. Man of Steel gave you a more conflicted, and there was moments of like this could go the wrong way kind of a
Mm-hmm.
thing, and he was having to deal with that. So he was conflicted with his
Yep.
feelings, and
Yep.
it. So I can see that where that gave some more depth and some more complexity to his character and his emotions and
Yep.
feelings and what he's doing. But
Yeah. It's just it's a shame that we didn't get to see Zack Snyder finish out his vision for what he was going to do, the storyline he was going to do with Justice League. I know it was going to go super dark with Superman. I have not read the comic that's would have been based on, but I know like well, Superman basically becomes like the Brightburn character.
right,
Yep.
And that's petrifying to think of
yeah,
something like that. But I would have loved to have seen that.
Davey said Batman killed people and joked about it. In the
Yeah, he
OG
did.
comics.
He did, and he used guns.
Yes, he did. It says, Davey Death, I'm loving this
Aw.
conversation. Guys, we're awesome. Thank you.
thanks,
Thank you so
Davey.
much. I'm feeling like I'm running on half a battery, so I'm glad you're enjoying.
I'm like at a quarter, so after
Welcome
this
to
weekend,
our-
but we're going. Hey Henry, what's going on, man?
Davey also says they better clean up that goofy looking baseball stadium fight. This CGI is some rubbery shit. Yeah. The CGI that they've shown us it doesn't look finished.
Mistake
doesn't.
on their part to release
Yeah.
that, really.
Yeah,
Enigma says at least Rachel's ear be far away
Yes.
from this one. Yeah, nobody involved with that Snow White movie comes off looking good. There was like I said, I did see it because I made the dumbass mistake of saying after X amount of super chats I would watch it. So and I just came away thinking this was made for theater kids.
Mm-mm.
And I that's not me. I'm not the audience for that.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I'm not the audience for Rachel Zegler, so.
Yeah. It's and the ironic thing about it is she's the best thing in the movie.
Yeah, I've heard. I heard the drinker even say that.
That's the irony.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I've not seen that one. I don't man. That's not. I have so many really great movies that have been recommended to me that I have not seen yet. So that one will probably not pull in front of a lot of those. So
I decided that's another one I decided I wouldn't see because Rachel Zegler.
Yep.
Yep.
Petulant teenager Clark is the worst. Yeah. It says I've always hated the entire concept of the super dog from the comic books to cartoons. Now in the movie, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It looks
see.
so.
But James Gunn, that does not surprise me. That's he likes to go in those deep cuts and bring in some of those characters that are not as known. I mean, look at Guardians. I mean, but that panned out really well, I would say, with it. But he likes to lean into some of that.
That's another thing that made me salty about this whole thing. What they did, letting go of Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, that James Gunn conveniently, instead of just wiping the slate completely clean, he conveniently kept things that involved his wife.
Weird.
That aggravated me. Weird. That aggravated me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do
I
that.
didn't
But
like that. And I like a lot of James Gunn's movies.
I would just like to say to Mr. Gunn, I am not affiliated with the people on the panel. I believe that you wifed correctly, sir.
Well,
Good on you.
She's gorgeous. She looks very plasticky in Barbie, but she's gorgeous. And I did like her character.
Is that what
in the piece?
Is that what you call a backhanded compliment?
it looks okay.
Mr.
Like she
Pimpin.
doesn't look, but it's obvious. Okay. However, it's just annoying that he comes in, he's going to clean it up, start all over, but let's keep this stuff over here with my wife. Come on. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah.
we're getting another Peacemaker series because I actually really enjoyed Peacemaker and did not expect that. But it still aggravates me that he did something like that.
He's the villain. Justice for Rick Flag. Thank you. And good night. All right. Davey says if I didn't have AMC A list, I wouldn't be watching
Well,
Superman.
I have Regal and
Yeah.
I'm still not
Got
watching.
Regal as well. So
So,
That was my heartbreak. We had one of our local cinemas bought out by
I
AMC. They started like
know.
revamping the whole thing. They were putting so much money into that thing, and then COVID came in, and they just shuttered that thing, and it's sitting there. All the windows are boarded up and everything, and the AMC A list was right there. I almost could have
So
it.
sorry.
Oh yeah, talk about like putting a present right out in front of me and then smacking me and taking
Well,
it
we
away.
have all the politicians to blame for that in their complete overreaction to COVID. So, yeah, it's their fault.
and my
AMC, please come back to my area, please.
You know what? Actually, you should write corporate and just find out if there are any plans to come back and open that up again.
So I'll tell you what.
You did?
No. I did not do that.
Oh,
but
okay.
I honestly, we were, so I was talking about this weekend was very busy. I won't go into it, but we were out of town and our hotel, we come pulling out of the driveway the next morning when it's light. We got there when it's a little darker. There's this gigantic AMC theater sitting right there. And I'm like, oh, you guys just got to tease me. I can't have one at home. And then I go,
Salt in the wound.
yeah. I was like, can you come over 3 hours away and put one up there?
I would write
too?
corporate. See if they respond to you.
I would. I tell them
See.
I will buy a A-list membership, and I'm sure they'll put one up.
Yeah,
for
I'm sure they'll put one out just because of, Corey's
Thank you,
gonna
Corey,
buy an
for letting
AS
us know. We will build it now,
just for you.
just for you. Thank you.
You know what, Marvel Boy? I don't think you're wrong. I saw that TV spot or like the new footage that has come out, and he does look whiny, and the dialogue in those scenes is pretty cringe. Yeah.
also, and Marvel Boy also says, "Loving that Smallville set behind it, Corey."
Thank you. That's
Uh-oh, what happened?
a fun series. I
Are
have
you
not
still
actually
there?
gotten through all of it, but what's that?
Uh-oh. Hold on.
Oh, you're frozen. Oh no. Oh, there he is. Okay. Thought he disappeared again.
Can you hear us?
Deleted, you there? Oh dear. Deleted, you need to get cable internet.
Yeah. Hello.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
My brother got
I can
cable
hear you now.
internet
Yeah,
and
you
it's been
were a robot
working really
there
well
for like
so
about
far.
a second.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Okay. No worries. No worries. I think we're back. All right. Smallville set.
So I was gonna say yes. I love that set came out on Blu-ray. That was one series that I still have not gotten all the way through yet, but I'm slowly chipping away at it.
Did you get as far as the Aha song?
Yes, actually.
Oh.
But that was a long series. That's
Yeah.
the cool thing about that. Nowadays, man, they're willing to just chop things off after like 2 seasons if they're like, it's not doing what we thought. And Smallville, that one, what was it,
10 or 11
10 or 11
something.
seasons? Something?
But
Something like
the,
that.
the
Yeah.
thing is, I feel like with a lot of series, shows like that are long and have a lot of episodes per season, it feels to me like the quality of those shows is not so solid.
I agree.
There's very few of them that can pull it off, and one that comes to mind, like a show that has a lot of seasons and several episodes per season. A show that I feel successfully pulled that off for the most part was the original Magnum PI.
Oh, absolutely. I have the Blu-ray set of that too back here.
Oh, you lucky thing. I just have the DVD set.
I never had the DVD, but when that Mill Creek put out that one, I had to grab that one.
That's
So.
a fun. That's one of the few long ass series shows that I watched from beginning to end. It was
Oh, for
very
real?
fun.
That ran. Yeah, that had a long run.
Yep, it did. It did.
I have so many TV series I started buying when they started putting them on Blu-rays. I got all excited. I'm like, oh, they're on Blu-ray. I'm buying them, and I got to get back around to revisiting some of those old ones. But
Yeah.
Same. Hello to Ari's World.
hey, Ari's World, what's going on, man?
A lot of new faces here tonight for my channel. Anyway, so welcome to
Yeah,
everybody.
cool.
Hey, we'll say if you're new to anybody on here,
Please
sub up
yeah.
to them. Check out the channels. I always say it's so hard. All of us are small in our own special way, and it's just hard to get in front of new people. So if you have any interest in anything we're talking about, just any of the three of us, go sub up. It doesn't cost anything, and check out the channels. You might find your next favorite YouTuber.
Who knows?
You never know. So try it out, and you'll find out.
I agree, Davey. Completely.
That was great. Man of Steel is a 4 out of 5. And the Ultimate Edition of BVS, which I need to see, I guess, is a
good
4
one.
out of 5 as well.
Yep.
Snyder Cut of Justice League, 4.5 out of 5.
Agreed.
I really like the Snyder cut of Justice League, but I had to split that into 2 nights.
The Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I didn't realize how long it was.
Yeah, I actually did a reaction to it. It's up on my channel. It was so funny because I was going to join the watch party with Zack Snyder, but there were issues when I tried to log in, so I just went straight to like HBO Max and watched it. And it was funny because I remember I was so excited, so much anticipation about that that particular night, I remember when I was going to be watching it, when I was supposed to join the live stream and do the watch party, or not live stream, watch party. I typically would go pick up my son from work because he didn't have a driver's license yet, and I remember I said to my husband, can you go pick up him, Arturo, tonight? Because there's like this, really big film,
There's a
and
thing I
bless
would
his
like
heart,
to watch.
he went and did it for me.
What a good guy. Come on.
That was very sweet of him. I appreciated that so much.
The things that you do for your loved ones.
Marvel Boy says, I love Smallville. Tom Welling is my favorite
A
Superman.
lot of people are
I'll agree. I thought he was a great Superman. I have not, like I said, I'll admit I have not watched the whole series all the way through, but I enjoy him in that role.
Marvel Boy says, it's one of my favorite TV series. Right on.
And you're not the only one, because it would not have lasted that long if people didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, true.
But I would say now, if it came out today, I don't know if it would run as long as it did.
No.
It's so cutthroat now with the streaming that they just chop things off. So I'm so glad it came out in the era that it did. On even if it was a cable channel, it was more forgiving, I think. Not saying anything bad about the show, but it would let things play out a little bit longer than what it does now.
Yeah, for sure.
Trina
I hear you,
says,
Trina.
been done with all things Marvel for years. Yeah.
I've been kind of halfway done. I still watch some Marvel things, but there's gone are the days where I absolutely had to watch everything associated with Marvel. That is over with.
I'll say that. I'll agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Hello to Joe Coppola.
Oh,
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, Davey, thanks for saying that. Yeah, hit the like button on anybody's channel. We got multiple streams going on. If you feel really energetic, go out to each one of us and put a like on each of the live streams that are going on. It would be very much appreciated.
All right. Marvel Boys. This is...
Okay, gotta wait a moment, let that pass.
Buffering.
Sometimes he completely drops off,
There we go.
Okay.
All
Marvel
right.
Boy,
It says
I'll
he's
agree.
my
He's a
favorite
great
Clark
Clark
Kent too.
Kent. I'll say that for sure.
Okay. You gotta love a good old Clark. Yeah.
Yep.
Davey says they are using a female Silver Surfer because that world will be destroyed. They're going to bring in the Surfer in Doomsday.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Probably. Yeah.
Maybe, but it still pisses me off because I honestly feel like I know exactly why they're doing it. So just like how like what they did with the character of Captain Marvel and using that particular iteration of Captain Marvel.
Hmm.
She's not super popular, but they acted like she was. No, she wasn't. So
Thing says I recently watched the pitch meetings for the older Supermans. They're really fun. Pitch meeting is hilarious. I love Ryan George, man. His videos are one of the best on YouTube. I'm glad he kind of broke away from Screen Rant. He's on his own now, doing his own thing. I love the hell out of that. He gets a lot more freedom to do what he wants. I think. Yeah, you should see the one he does for. He just did one for The Shining a little while back. That's hilarious. Yeah, there's something so innocent about Tom Welling's Clark, very moving at heart. Surely is. Yeah, my brother's a big Smallville fan. He's the DC guy of the family, and Smallville's something I think I'm going to need to catch up on here. All right, journey we go on is like the journey we also go on with him. Oh. All right. Empire Strikes Back is still considered the #1 sequel. It's hard to top. They did so good as originals. Yeah, I think it's the best of the Star Wars movies, hands down. I would go with that show. It really is a journey. I have so much nostalgia for that show. Indeed. Ours World says, I'm really excited for Superman. I want it to be good. I'm excited for IMAX. All-Star Superman comics is
It'll
top
probably
notch.
look beautiful on IMAX, probably.
Yeah. That's the Grant Morrison comic. I think they're basing the movie on it pretty much. Also excited for the doggone Superman. Yep. We'll see. All right. I don't want to skip anybody. Positivity. Let's go. We can help with that. Sashi, positivity. What the hell is that?
Ari's World, when you see him pop in, that's Mr. Positivity right there. So we'll say that. And it's a good thing.
Ooh, not good news. Trina, Real Horror,
yes,
28 years later, burned me so badly.
Mm.
I was
have
planning
not
to
seen
see
that
it
yet.
this weekend. I didn't get to it. I am hearing some really, really mixed things that are starting to that are really concerning me about it. And some theories.
Friday.
I've got some theories based on what I've been hearing about where this thing might be going story wise, and I hope I'm wrong.
Go into it thinking you're wrong and just hope to enjoy it. And then if you're disappointed, you can go from there.
That movie, I saw it Friday. My review for it went up
Let's
today.
Go. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't outright despise it, so it's not going to end up on my worst list. But I wasn't in love with it. And there were a few things that kind of got under my skin, but if it weren't for this one particular moment, I think, I know I would have rated this film quite a bit higher than I did. I was originally, until this moment happened, I was originally thinking maybe like 3.5, 3.75 potentially. Then there's this scene that happens involving childbirth and womanhood, and it's so bad, y'all. It's so bad. I'm not going to spoil it because, like I said, I didn't despise the movie enough to do something like that, but you will know it when you see it, and it is so freaking cringe. It was so bad, I got chills. You know how like when something is bad and your skin cringes? That's what it was.
You like feel bad for them. You're like, oh,
It was
did you
just
just
like
do that?
this is so I can't
Did you
can't with
just do
this.
that?
This is so bad. Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
I'm interested and scared at the same time to see
Yeah,
that
well,
scene.
Trina, I think you probably disliked it more than me, but I also feel like I probably wouldn't disagree with too much of what you say about it, with as far as your disagreements. Yeah.
Peter Obuff, more on Corey Sashi. He still wants to feel positive when you watch into a theater. Not ready. Joe Coppola, I love comedy movies. Yeah, I like to see more decent comedies.
They've steered away from them lately, I'd say. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
What are everyone's thoughts on Linda Hamilton joining the main cast for Stranger Things for the final season? Okay, my excitement is an understatement. Can I express my excitement enough? Bring it.
I'm excited because I love
Right
Linda
on.
Hamilton, and I met her last year, and I love her even more. So
She did.
yes, that's my yes. I wanted her to adopt me.
can I be your daughter? So would you think less of me if I say that I've only seen the first like three episodes of that whole series?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the first 3 seasons.
Ah, I know, right? Right?
The first
No?
season is fantastic. It's the best one.
It is.
I
I-
loved the heck out of that season.
I loved the first season.
I didn't want it to be over.
perfect.
I tell you what, me saying that doesn't mean I don't like it. I don't know if it's how I'm wired or my attention span, but series, I have a hard time following them, and
Yeah.
I lean more towards a movie, like you
Same.
got one
Same.
compact.
Yeah.
That being said, right now I'm watching the most series I've ever done in my entire life. Murderbot
Yeah.
and well, now it's finished for this first season, but Gangland.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard good things about that.
I those two I followed more than any series I've ever in a long, long time. So
How many more episodes you have on Murderbot?
I don't know. I don't know how long of this. I don't know
10.
how many I have.
10 episodes.
Oh gosh, then I'm almost done. It's at least at 8 or
It
9
end-
right now.
It
I
ends
think,
in
but-
July.
Well, we're knocking on July right now. But
Yeah, we are. We're close to it.
okay, but sorry, side tangent. The thing I hate about that show, I love the show, so it's not against that. But they do the like 20 to 30-minute episodes, and they leave it at a
Big
cliffhanger
I know, I know,
every
I
time,
know,
and I'm like,
I know.
damn it! I
I
want to
was-
know what's going to happen right now.
I was so spoiled when I saw that
I
because I
could understand.
I had access to the entire season at the time, and so yeah.
Okay, the big tease is though when I'm on Apple TV Plus. So I got done finishing watching that one, and they have the icon for the next episode. I'm like, oh, there's another one too. Like tonight, I was gone all weekend, from like Thursday night to now, and I went out to go. I watched the one, and I went to go watch the next one because I saw the icon there, and it's like not available until Friday. And I'm like, don't even put it there until it's
I
available.
know, don't tease me.
Tease me. They have a little caption of what it's about, and anyway, those two I've really enjoyed.
Don't you
Yeah,
love the dynamic between the Murderbot character and David Dasmalchian's character?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, because there's similarity. Okay, sorry, side tangent, but I do that a lot. Sorry, but there's similarities of the two characters.
Their capabilities and stuff.
Their
Yeah.
capabilities, their the things that are done to them to make them different than just a human being. But then their different attitudes and how they interact between each other. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I really
and I
enjoyed
like David too. Ever since, especially since like
Late Night.
Late Night with the Devil. Oh my gosh. I've liked him in other things too, but man, that one really shot him up. But this role that he's doing, him and Alexander Skarsgård, I really like
yeah.
them
Yeah.
in Murderbot. So
You
sorry.
should watch David's interview on Film Threat. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, I have not seen that. I will.
Yeah,
I'll
they
go check that
interviewed
out.
him. So that was
Very cool.
Sorry, deleted. What were you saying?
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Sorry,
I was going to say I'm glad Desmouchian's in the series because when I was reading the books, and this is before it was going to be a series, before I knew it was going to be a series,
Uh-huh.
I was reading it and thought he would make a really good murder bot.
Oh, so like him and
Desmouchin?
Yeah. When I was reading it, that's kind of what I was kind of going either for the way I was picturing it in my head, him or Alan Tudyk. That's where I was going with it in my head. I was going more comedic and like dark
Okay.
comedy and just do it
Yeah.
that way, you know. And
Well, it's definitely comedic.
Yeah.
The show
and there's
is
the dark
comedic.
comedy there,
Yeah.
yeah.
which is a good thing. I've enjoyed it so much. Again tonight, I think I said this to you, Sin. I was commenting after one of the episodes I watched a few weeks ago. Tonight, again, I sometimes when I don't want to bother anybody else, I listen with my headphones on to watch it,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was laughing out loud again. There's a couple points where I was like, "Oh yeah, I did that out loud, didn't I?" But it's just like these dark comedy moments where I'm just like do a little out loud chuckle.
Yep. Yep. I was too when I was watching.
It's so easy to say this now, and I think there's so many characters in different series and movies. After you see them in it, it's if somebody else did it, you'd say the same thing for them. But after
Yeah,
seeing this,
you can't envision anybody else.
Alexander Skarsgård, I could not imagine anybody else
Yeah.
playing that role. I don't know. I really love what he's doing with it. So
Yeah. Yeah, he was really good. I love his addiction to those stupid shows. And he calls them quality entertainment.
Yep.
And they're so stupid.
yeah, I was joking with you. I was like, now we just got to wait for the spin-off
Sanctuary
of
Moon.
Sanctuary Moon. And then he uses that so much too, where he was like
Yes, he
calming
quotes
down
it.
Dr. Mensa. He's like, there's like one episode where he's trying to calm her down, and she's like, "You're playing Sanctuary fucking Moon," and he's like, "This is a really good episode. It's very calming." Sorry.
Have you seen the one where someone says something about Sanctuary Moon and about like a character?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "That's a lie," blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
and he explains, and then he explains like the episode,
and he's
then
like, he's watching Sanctuary Moon, and then the other character is like, "That's such a deep cut." He's like watching.
Yeah.
I've watched that. Okay, so guilty pleasure, maybe admission here. I've gone back and rewatched certain scenes and episodes because I like them so much, and that is one of them. That's one of them. Because
That was a funny one, and that's in the book too.
okay,
Yeah.
because David his character was like he's doing secret messages.
He
He's
didn't believe he was watching.
that he was really watching all that stuff, and when the one character said all that stuff, he's like, that's a total lie, you know.
And then he just
he's totally watching it.
He went on and he was like so serious too.
Yeah.
Like he was so annoyed.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Wow, maybe it's my tiredness, but I'm very easy to get distracted tonight. So I apologize for
this happens in these conversations. Okay. It's nothing new.
But either way, it's fun hanging out. So
Yeah, I know.
Same.
When I catch up with it, we can come back and hash it out. Just do like a murder bot episode.
Maybe I should like rewatch the series.
I tell you what, that it will be I don't follow series. That will be one I would go back and rewatch the whole thing again. I already say that right now. I'll watch that thing again.
Short episodes and not a ton of episodes.
And I haven't had a stinker yet out of them. I don't think.
No, there's no stinkers to me.
To me, I've enjoyed each one, and even though I hate the cliffhanger and I want to know right away what's going to happen for the next one, each time I'm entertained and I'm ready for the next one. So I think they're doing a really great job of hooking you and getting you come back to see what's going to happen on the next episode. But
wow, I think you're going to love the rest of it.
I can't wait.
I started watching The Eternaut.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
The Eternaut,
what was it?
Argentinian sci-fi horror-ish show on Netflix. based on a comic from a few decades back.
Mhm.
And the creator of the comic has a really interesting and very dark history as far as what happened to him. He was one of the many who disappeared. He was one of the disappeareds in Argentina back
Mm.
in the 70s, and several members of his family too. And that story was like an analogy for different things that were happening in his lifetime. But I thought it was really well done. Sorry, deleted. I got excited about that one too. You bring it up.
No,
What are you thinking? How far are you into it?
I'm 2 episodes in.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Okay.
it's interesting, and to see how kind of quickly everything breaks down
Yes.
was pretty creepy too.
Yes, it's scary. That's the true horror of
Yeah,
post-apocalyptic stories to me.
yeah,
Okay,
and
and
then
I apologize for asking again, but what is the title
The
of the
Eternaut.
Eternaut.
Eat or not?
Eternaut or NAT.
Okay,
It
thank
it
you.
basically
Sorry.
means like eternal astronaut or eternal traveler or something
Okay.
like that.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It has this tonal shift about 4 episodes in. By the fourth episode or by the fifth episode, something like that. It has this tonal shift, and you realize that there's more going on than just this toxic snowfall that's happening.
Hmm.
There's something else. There's something more creepy and horrific happening, and I felt like it was put together really well, and I enjoyed it. And I like the main character, Ricardo Darin. I've seen him
Yeah,
in other things before.
he's good.
I
Yeah,
thought he was great in the
this
role.
kind of reluctant, kind of everyman hero. I'm kind of digging that
Yeah,
kind of blue collar vibe I'm getting off of him.
yeah,
It's good. I
yeah.
like it, and it's good. It's very creepy. I didn't know what to make of it at first. This might be a little. This might drag a little bit, but that's the thing, is it kind of lulls you into this sense of, okay, you're just watching these guys f
Trying to
around,
survive.
they're just hanging
Oh,
out,
you mean
and
at the
then
beginning? Yeah,
at
because
the
it took a bit
beginning,
before
and
things
then
happened. Yeah, yeah.
boom, like, oh, we're in it, and two of them are gone like that, and then you're like, oh,
Yep,
we're in it now.
yep,
you know
yep.
and and the thing that they didn't go back to in the first 2 episodes, that none of them picked up on or brought up again, was when the delivery girl shows up and she says one of those things got him. She's talking about the garage guy, Vincent, and he's like, wait, what got him? I'm going to need some details here, miss. And
You
they
will
never go
see.
back to it, and I'm like, oh,
You will
okay,
see.
just let my mind run rampant there. Okay, great.
That will be revealed. You'll
I would
find
hope
out what
so.
she's talking about. I
Mhm.
didn't catch that, what she said, what you
Yeah.
mentioned, but as soon as you said it, I knew exactly what you meant.
Hmm.
So they'll come around to that.
Okay.
And you said is Netflix?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Netflix.
wrote it down. I'm gonna have to check that out.
So I get the feeling there are going to be some wee beasties coming up before the end of this thing. Yeah. Okay. I'll bet, because there's definitely, man, this is biblical.
You're on the right track.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the rest, because that's how many episodes? 6 or 8? I don't remember.
I wanted to say 8, but it might only be 6. I
What's the
can't remember.
runtime of the episodes?
They're like about an hour each.
Okay.
They vary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll check real quick.
But I like what I'm seeing so far out of that. So.
Well, I
That's-
hope you. I hope you. Yeah, it's yeah, episodes 1 through
And
6.
and based on the behind the scenes, they're doing their best to
Yeah. 6
stick
episodes.
at least to the look of the comic anyway.
As far as like the gas mask stuff that he was wearing when he went out,
No, but I mean, they
because I haven't
are.
read the comic.
Well, I mean, I all I have to go on is just the frames they show in the behind the scenes. But
Hmm.
it seems to me like they're doing their best looks wise to match it.
Cool.
So yeah,
Cool.
they're trying to do as faithful an adaptation because you're taking something that was written in the 50s or 60s, and you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to do a present day,
Adapt it to present
and
day.
not a for modern audiences, just a version of it of that story set now. You know,
Right.
um,
And I didn't pick up on any messaging, but I had
no,
someone mention to me, uh, well, what do you mean by messaging? So I explained, like
mhm,
the woke stuff and like race swaps, gender swaps, sexuality swaps, messaging as far as like men are pieces of shit and women are just smart and all that sort of stuff. And he was like, well, but there kind of is because um, this was based on things that influenced this story were based on the trouble that the U.S. caused in a lot of Central and South American countries because they did.
yeah,
But that wasn't the messaging that I was talking about. And I also mentioned, like other messaging, like, the white devil, white people are bad, that's there's none of that stuff in there.
no,
If there's any, if this is based in any sort of political messaging based on what was happening at the time, it's done in such a way that it's not overtly smacking you over the head and uh, anything like that. So I
no,
thought it was very well done.
and just the fact that this isn't like an exclusive to Argentina series. This is out there for the whole world to see, and near as I can tell, is they just made this TV show for everybody, and you can just kind of get your own takeaway from it. And
Yeah.
I'm down with
I mean,
that.
it,
So
it
yeah,
reminds me of the type of messaging that was in the original Star Wars movies, which is about
yeah,
dictatorships and stuff like that. I mean, that's not the type of messaging that I'm referring to when I talk about messaging in movies today. So that was something that I really enjoyed about the film. He even brought up, well, one of the actors in there was Venezuelan, and I'm like,
okay,
nationality is not a race. I don't give a crap where somebody's from. If they look the part and are convincing in the role, it doesn't matter to me. He wasn't being ugly or nasty or anything, but he was sort of trying to point out that there's this messaging, there's these things in there, but the examples he was given, they didn't convince me
hmm,
as to the point he was trying to make. So,
hmm,
yeah, I recommend it. Anybody who likes sci-fi, post-apocalyptic stuff. Yeah, it had uh, better better seasons. Some seasons were better than others,
hmm.
but we'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. Yeah.
All right. Nate says, I think the scene with them trying to kill the Russian was lock, stock, and two smoking barrels. I don't remember any Russians in that, but it's been a while
I
since I've seen the
don't think I
movie.
saw Lock, Stock. Let me refresh my memory, y'all.
It, if you haven't, like I said earlier, it's worth a watch.
Hmm. I think that was the first time I'd ever seen Jason Statham in a movie.
That's
Lock,
So,
Stock?
yeah.
yeah,
That I think that was my first for him as well. That was before I knew who he was, kind of a thing. But
yeah.
I don't have it marked as something that I've seen.
And the guy was actually the lead
Yeah, I
character in that. I
definitely.
don't remember ever seeing him in anything ever again. That was the thing.
I
yeah,
I have
Yeah.
no. I don't think the Russian guy is Lock, Stock. I am pretty sure it's Snatch. I'll do a quick
Yeah, I
search.
think it's Snatch. What, Boris the Blade or whatever they call him?
Yeah, yeah.
That was Snatch.
That funny
Yeah.
scene.
All right. Let me scroll down. Uh, I didn't miss somebody here.
Yeah,
Hello
it's
to
Snatch.
Doom Buggy. Welcome.
hey Doom.
Hello.
All right. He's way more complex than the movies portrayed. The comics delve way deeper into his adversity. Yeah. We're still. Sorry, folks. I'm all the way back on the Superman stuff in the chat. Let me
Oh
catch
yeah,
up.
I figured it was Superman.
Superman is overpowered. He has to control that power. He can break or destroy things. Maybe he has to control himself. Not to mention, he also has to control his emotions so he can so easily take over. However, boys, see. Hence why I love Tom Welling's Clark Kent in Smallville for his humanity. He's so human. There's a lot of heart, charm, and soul in Smallville. Good. Mara Kitty joined us. Hello. Meow. Let's see. Sin, if you have not seen Smallville, I recommend it. This may change your mind. Smallville is dealing with the sensitive side of Superman, especially on Clark's side of things, and he's not OP in it.
I've seen some episodes, but I don't think I have it in me to dedicate that much time to that series, and I feel like of some of the things I've seen, Lana's annoying after a while. It's the same whiny sort of situations that she gets involved in with him, and I like that actress. So nothing about her, but just kind of the way she was written. I don't know, but because Superman also is not like up there for me, that's just haven't felt super compelled.
Sin,
To watch it.
I just feel so hurt from your
I
comments.
know.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But that is the longest series of Superman without actually having Superman. I'll kind of say it that way.
Yeah. I do think they had probably one of the best Lex Luthors, though.
Oh, I enjoy him very much, and he has a great podcast as well.
I
too.
know. I watch his podcast. Yeah. Sometimes, not all the time, but I enjoy it.
They were doing a fun recap, him and Tom Welling.
Yeah. Don't they have a podcast about that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Michael
yeah.
Rosenbaum and Tom Welling, they were doing a
Welling.
recap, going back through all the episodes.
Yeah, I
to do
heard.
that, and it's a fun
That's
fun
cool.
listen.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's a neat idea.
Yeah. Nate, I gotta agree. I'll be honest, guys. I was a Zack Snyder apologist for a very long time. Until he mouthed off on that Geeks and Gamers stream, and then
that was annoying.
saw his true colors there.
That was stupid and annoying for sure.
I guess I missed that one.
He is a great cinematographer.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think he needs to do, and the Snyder Bros are going to come at me with this, but I don't give a shit. This is how I feel about Snyder now. He needs to be a cinematographer on other directors' films for like about 10 years. Then go back to film school. Learn fucking story structure. Graduate. Go back to film school again. Be a cinematographer on other directors' films for another 5 years. Then come back and direct a film.
I don't know exactly how you feel about him at this point, but
know.
no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't feel that strongly. I do know that I don't love every Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah.
I saw, what was that one with the zombies? The one with Dave Bautista.
The Las
Few
Vegas
years
one,
ago.
the Las Vegas one.
Oh my, yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh, that one was so
It's
bad.
not Land of Bad, is it? Or
No.
oh
No.
gosh. Sorry, the Las
But
Vegas one though, right?
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one was
yes,
so
yes.
terrible. I was angry. I was angry after I watched it. So yeah. And I started watching Rebel Moon. Got a bit into it and enjoyed it okay-ish, but I was hearing how terrible it was, and I just never went back to it because there's other things. So,
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Sorry,
I
was
wanted to say
totally-
Army of Darkness, but I knew that was not right.
That's a better one.
Oh gosh, is that the one where he goes back in time?
Yeah.
I hated that movie.
Oh, come on. Well,
Oh,
I
I
also
hated
watched
it.
I also watched that when I was like a teenager in high school, and I
Oh
it
gosh.
had all the great jokes for the teenagers to love for that one.
Ugh,
So,
yeah,
or at least
not for
teenage
me.
boys.
Definitely not for me.
Saw that in the theater, and
I know
we
it's
had
got a
some.
big fan base.
I'm not saying great movie. I just probably have a lot of nostalgia for it. But
I get it. I get
that's my excuse for a lot of bad movies.
Ari said, I heard there were 3 parts of
three.
Stranger Things left. Somewhat bittersweet. It sounds like they would tie everything off. And
I didn't know that, but that there were three. Okay.
I'm going to get dark for a second. I think they need to kill one of them off at the end.
Yeah, yeah. Kill 11 off. I'm
Wow.
ready for her to go.
Wow. Just
I don't.
out
Yeah.
the gates.
Yep.
Sin's throwing the gauntlet down.
Because I think, and this is something that my dad told me, and this is something that I actually saw when I was in school. My dad said, there's always somebody who doesn't make it.
No.
That's
If you're gonna
life.
go as
And
dark as this show has been at times.
Make it dark.
yeah. And I think if they truly want to do that bittersweet ending, you got to kill one of the OGs. You got to kill one of the kids.
Have that episode that just everybody, their heart is crushed and they will remember
Yeah.
forever, right?
You know, and an OG's got to go down in this big final battle. I mean, and a lot of the
Yeah.
shows that I like the most have done that. You know, a Person of Interest killed half of them off by the end of it. So did Into the Badlands, for that matter, when they did this kind of Magnificent Seven ending, and yeah, that got messy. And
Maybe
that was a
maybe you
show
should
that really
do.
needed
Oh,
to.
sorry. Go.
That was a show that really needed to run one more season to really finish it up right. But
I was gonna say maybe you need to do a Deadpool like the movie, and you can take bets on which character gets killed off or not.
maybe.
Maybe no, bad idea. Okay, moving on.
Let me see. The only audience for Rachel Ziegler is Rachel Ziegler.
This
Yeah,
is
pretty much.
true. Facts.
Oh God, did you hear that like Evita disaster they got going on now?
I've heard of it, but
Yeah.
I don't
Oh my
really
God.
dive too deep in Zegler news.
All right. So they have this the song that's the big showstopper, right? It Don't Cry for Me,
Oh yeah, for me
Argentina.
Argentina.
Now that
Uh-huh.
how they stage it is she goes outside of the theater, out on a
You
balcony.
mean Rachel Zegler is
Yeah.
outside? Okay.
It's outside. She's not even performing that in the theater. The way they have it
What?
staged is she goes outside of the theater and sings that song.
So everybody
So
in the
just like
street
what
can
if a
see her.
rando is passing the street at that time? Jeez, like Mr. H did like a whole video about it the other day. It's just insane.
That's dumb.
It is. It is. And hello to Video Man and Gizmo.
Hey
I
Gizmo.
can't stay. Knew you're online.
Gizmo's a great guy.
Oh, Gizmo,
But
that's right. This is Gizmo.
yeah, Gizmo, the Gizmo.
Yeah.
This is one I love. He's a great friend. Love hanging out with him. But then I get moments where I gotta proofread his comments before I
Stuff
read them
before you
on
post
the
it.
live.
Okay.
He's a good guy,
You take that off there then.
but he likes to be a little naughty once in a while.
Yeah. Marvel Boy says it all leads to doomsday. Yeah, it looks that way. Hey, for the super dog, dogs are the best.
Oh,
Well,
I
we'll see.
love dogs. Absolutely love
Ari's
dogs.
World
That
has
just
some cute doggies
looks
on his channel. We'll say
What?
that.
that just looks a little
Trina, what did
cheesy
I
for
say
me.
that was funny? So I'll say it again. Let me know in the chat if you're still
I
here.
I always do that where I get behind on the chat and I'll see a
Yeah.
comment and I'm like, oh, how long ago was
What's
that?
that
And what was I
Wait,
from?
talking
what?
about?
What did I say?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, and he wants to make an Amanda Waller TV series. Who the hell asked for an Amanda Waller TV series? Nobody. Now, I didn't,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
but I think it's going to happen with or without us. Gizmo says Superman will be trash. Fantastic Four will be the worst. Everything Hollywood is doing right now is like a bad Wednesday film on TV in the 90s. Yeah.
I always joke with Gizmo. He usually doesn't like anything after like the 80s, early 90s, but
I can't go so far as to
I
say that
can't blame him.
everything they're doing is terrible because there are some bright spots here and there.
so yeah, so if like if we were going to if we get into some of the movies we've watched that came out this year, I think there's been some pretty good bright spots. I'll say that.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Some
Yes, there
good
have been.
surprises, ones that I would not have expected
Okay.
to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy as much as I did.
Well,
Same,
before we
same.
go into that, let me say hello to Daniel's Hot Topics.
And I
Smallville
apologize,
Wolves. Yeah,
but I'm going to step
I
away for
figured you
just
would
a
love
second. I'll be
Smallville.
right
Yeah.
back.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So don't get
Uh,
into the new movies that we're watching
Okay, we
until I
won't.
come
We
back.
won't.
well,
We won't.
I'll just finish up in the chat here and catch up. Uh, Gizmos, I am positive. I can mention like 10,000 features I liked. It's not many after 2015. It's like watching Mike Tyson in his prime, then watch him now against that YouTuber. I did a whole video about that fight and the
Oh yeah,
coverage
I
of
was
it
in
in general.
Vegas when that happened.
Yeah. I have a video up on my channel called Tyson versus Paul versus Netflix, a post-mortem. And that got a pretty good response at the time. Yeah, so you want to get all my thoughts on that disaster. you know, the fight that the two women had was the best part of it, man.
Heard about that. Heard about that. Yeah, I only caught the tail
Yeah.
end of the Tyson fight. We were walking to some karaoke place where they were playing the fight, and then we went back to the hotel, the casino hotel where we were staying, and that was when I saw Martin Cove. That was when he walked up and was
Oh,
talking to
nice.
some people in my group, and we were sitting. He's over there, real close, and he walks up, and I'm sitting beside one of our narrators, and I saw him, and I just like grabbed him, like grabbed his arm, and he said, "Yep, that's him." And then he went off with one of our authors.
Oh,
It was
nice.
just funny. I don't know, it was funny.
Okay. Ari says, I'm also excited for Fantastic Four.
Yeah, a lot of people
Oh,
are.
okay.
I'm not one of them.
For the sake of everybody who's looking forward to it, I hope it's good. Daniel, dropping the knowledge. Smallville had 10 seasons, ended in 2011. Yep. Smallville was too long. Should have been Smallville for 4 seasons. Dennis should have been Metropolis, Legend of Superman, and put him in the damn suit. Okay. And hello to Scottish Geek Guy. Was in is it? You know what? Screw it. I'm not going to edit this. I think I know what movie he's talking about. I think it's Orlando. It's probably the one he's talking about. It was an early film of hers. If I'm right, let me know in the chat. All right. Of course, Sin left Cedric Cavill Superman is just his only second. Ricardo Montalban's is gone. Where's Sin? Uh-oh.
Oh,
Dang
I
it,
came
we
back
lost
and she
Sin.
decided she's gonna dip out. Sorry.
Oh. All right. A Caveman Movies and More. Welcome. Hey there,
Hey,
everyone.
guy.
Hit the like button, especially if you support your loved ones. Movie priorities. Right on. Daniel says Tom Welling is my favorite Superman as well. Fastest and strongest live action Superman. He ran from Smallville to Honduras in 3 seconds, and he busted a planet apocalypse away from Earth. Right on. I'm still an MCU fan. Watch all the content, but the quality is very varied. Post and gamer. Yeah. I love the data on Smallville, although Kevin Costner would have had more input. Yeah. Okay, I think this one's for you. You hear Corey, the lady you have on the channel knows Marvel and Disney is part of the Illuminati. The Eat Babies, the US Children's Channel. Oh,
Like
you
I
see, it's
said,
not me being crazy. Yeah.
like I said, Gizmo's a great guy. Once in a while, I got to proofread his comments before I put them up. But he's a great friend.
Right on. Shaw Ball is the lover of Norrin Radd. Norrin is a Silver Surfer, of course. Shaw Ball is also the Herald of Galactus. This is straight ripped from the comics, but in the comics, he does not become the Silver Surfer. Nope. All right. Galactus has many heralds in the comic. Not just Silver Surfer. It's just that Silver Surfer has become the most iconic one. The only one we've come to know because of popularity. Mm-hmm. Hello to Lady Mist, Emoji Queen. Cindy, you back?
Yeah, that was weird. My computer just crashed. I got the blue screen of death.
Oh.
Well, it looks like you've been revived. So
I have. I came back. Took a bit to restart and then go back to the link and everything.
I think everybody has experienced that little sad face blue screen at one point or
So
another.
annoying. It was, and it was just so unexpected. Deleted started going robotic, and then boom, there goes the blue screen. Ugh.
Except now I'm on my first stretch of trying out Mac, so we'll see how that goes.
You brave soul. I don't like Mac. Wait, what is this about?
Is it safe to say Steve Harrington is
Sorry,
Garner?
I'm just seeing my name, so I was like, what?
Why are you talking about me?
The leak, behind the scenes of the will scene scream Steve runs. Is Steve going to be the one to die?
Are you talking about Stranger Things?
Stranger Things.
Gosh, who's Steve? Remind me again. Who is Steve?
I don't think so. Because
who is Steve? Hold on, let me look.
If they were going to kill him off, they would have done that. I think really in season 1 or 2. Really, I think he'll pull through. I think it's going to be. Honestly, I think they're going to kill off Will.
I could see that. I could see that too.
Yeah.
Yep. So is Steve Will's brother?
No.
Oh,
Jonathan
Steve is the guy. Is the
brother.
hair?
Yeah,
the hair.
Yeah.
Steve is the hair guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy you think is going to be the bully in season 1, and then he turns out to be the opposite.
I like the evolution of his character.
Yeah, he turns into a freaking Jedi by the end of it. Man, that was cool.
Yeah.
I like where they went with him.
Yeah,
in season 1.
Same.
Yeah. I'm going to put this up, even though I've been warned.
I told you.
This
you.
murder bot, the communist society where a robot has to find his place. Red leaders want to terminate him, but he's the real leader of the bots. No, you're thinking iRobot.
Well, and Gizmo likes to call me the Red Leader. I don't know how I got that title from him, but that's what he has pinned on me. So, Gizmo,
okay. Interesting.
I love your enthusiasm and your participation.
Marvel Boy said I'll be devastated if he dies because I love Steve. He's such a leader for the group and is heroic. I can see them pulling the plug on him. I don't know. I think if they were going to, they would have done that a lot sooner. Like if they were going to kill him off, they would have killed him off and not Eddie. But we'll see.
It'd be interesting if they pulled one of those things where, like, a big shocker, like take one of the big ones out,
like 11.
Yeah. I've heard your vote. earlier, Sin. You're like, it was like, what if?
That was it right away.
I think Deleted was like, what if they kill someone? And you're like, 11, kill her.
She's one of my least favorite characters at this point. I don't know. And I don't know how much of that is because of the actress, Millie Bobby Brown. I've gotten just really tired of her. But also just some of the stuff. Like, I didn't dislike her character as much in the last season. She's kind of a little bit more redemptive for me in that season, but I've just gotten to where I don't care a ton about her character. So we'll see.
I just can't get over her name.
11?
No, Millie Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown? Yeah.
I think Millie Vanilli and then Bobby Brown. And I'm like,
Yeah.
were their parents big fans, or I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know the origin of her name.
Yeah. I want to know. That's what I'm going to be Googling after we're off the stream.
I haven't heard of the Waterfront.
I think
Oh, that's
trying to remember what channel it's on.
Oh gosh, that's
Is it Apple or Prime?
Is that the series they're talking about?
Yeah.
I have not watched that, but I've heard about it. If that's what they're talking about, the streaming series.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about it, but I have not watched it yet.
Marvel Boy says, we may be right here. It says, they're raising the stakes for sure for the final season here. 2 deaths have been confirmed. Ooh. Okay, then.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. As long as 11 is one of them, Sin is happy. So.
Okay, Trina, good night. Says, awesome conversation, guys. Have a
Good
great
night, Trina.
Thanks
See
for
you
hanging
tomorrow,
out.
hopefully.
That was about a half hour ago. That's how far behind we are in the
Oof.
chat. I'm sorry,
Oof.
guys.
It's so
No.
easy. It's amazing how easy it is to fall behind on those things. But.
Yeah, true.
Send the final season, we're introduced the Hydra Dragon in Stranger Things. A dragon drawn on Will's sketch given to Mike. It's all a reference to D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of based on a lot of lore. Yeah, there's a lot of D&D lore in
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things that went completely over my head because I'm not a D&D guy.
Same with
But,
me.
I got the rest of it.
Yep.
But all the John Carpenter and Stephen King references, I got those pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, have you ever had anything you wished you were into more because you see the excitement of some of your friends, how much they enjoy certain things, and that's D&D is probably one of those.
Yeah.
Some people I know that I see how much excitement and how much fun they have with it, and I just have not gotten into it, and I
Yep,
am
me
kind of, but I'm jealous because I see how much fun they have with it.
Yeah, Troy's a big D&D guy, and I'm always like
No.
inundating him with questions about it. I just don't get it, but I want to,
Yeah.
you know.
Not my
Sin,
thing.
not gonna expand any further than that. Just nope.
No.
Well, I just never done it. But have you ever? Okay, even if it's not that, but have you seen something that you're just like, you almost get jealous where you see somebody have so much excitement and enjoyment out of something, and you're like, I would love to experience that too.
Jealousy isn't the word that I
Okay.
would use. I'm
Okay,
just
no,
like,
it's fine.
No, I don't.
But have you
Doesn't do a
ever
thing for
seen
me.
somebody enjoy something so much that you're like, I would love to have that same enjoyment that you're having out of that, whether it's that same thing or something else?
But I do have that same enjoyment about other stuff.
If you're going to say it's talking to Deleted and me on a live stream, you don't need to go there.
Actually, I do. I absolutely love doing this sort of thing.
I do too, actually.
I get a lot of fun at this. Is you probably said this is something very, very similar to that, but also just watching movies, especially like something that is really, really good, and I have a lot of love and excitement for that. So I get enthusiasm for certain things, but then there's other, if I'm not into that, then it's just like, nope, not my thing. Nope, don't care.
Understandable. Yep. And I'm not taking that as a no. That you're really excited to talk to Deleted and me on a live stream. So we're going to go with that. We get the quick wave from Deleted.
It's funny because the industry that I work in, the audiobook stuff, one of the big genres, the lit RPG stuff that I'm involved in.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar, like the rabid fan base that lit RPG has, especially Dungeon Crawler Carl. Um, it, I'm not into lit RPG, and some of our authors are a little surprised to find out, it's not my thing. Don't like it. Don't care for it too much. But there are some that can cross, like it can have appeal to wider audiences, not just people that are into lit RPG.
But there's some of those things that like, so I've not dove into that before, and I've heard you talk about it before, so I don't know a lot about it. But there's some of those things where I meet some people that I'm like, they're cool. I get to be friends with them, and I see some of the interests that they have, and it just makes me want to just like dip my toe in a little bit, just to be like,
Yeah.
what's this
You're
about?
curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're curious.
What's it all about, and whether that's a thing for me or not. And either way, it's not good or bad, but it's cool to see. It's cool to meet new people and find their interests that are out of my normal circle, and just see whether it's for me or not.
Yeah, I generally know if something's for me or not.
You seem like a pretty decisive person, Sim.
I usually am, and if I'm not about something, I'm upfront about it.
You know what? I appreciate that, though. You don't have to second guess whether somebody likes you or not, or likes this or that or not. I'd rather have somebody be honest to me and just straightforward, and I appreciate that.
A little too honest.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry.
For sure.
Go ahead.
No, I was responding to Enigma. Yeah, for complete
it's
agreement with what he's saying.
I agree with that too. He is playing that role so good. I don't know.
His voice, just the way he talks, even.
But and I don't know, his reactions to the human emotions and reactions is hilarious to me too. Where it's like, oh, they're so messy, or
I know,
like
when he was talking about like the intimacy between humans, it's like it was so gross.
And then they were like, what's coming in a circle? And he's like, God, no, kind of a thing. It's like,
and they'll be saying something, and he will have the complete opposite of thought about it, or he'll say something that's the complete opposite of what he really means.
I agree. His narration over it is hilarious. Is hilarious.
It's so funny
because he'll be like, God no, or like please no, or whatever, or like, oh, they're so messy, kind of a thing, or why are they so stupid and not listen to me?
Yeah.
No, I don't want. Oh shit! All right, fine.
Sorry, I went on another tangent.
No, you just talk about like how the character acts. Yeah.
He does it so well. I'm enjoying that show so much. So all I know is it disappoints me every time when the each episode is so short in my mind now compared to what we're used to. And I got to wait till the next one. And I just know when the series is done, I want another one right away because I want to know what's going to be the next one. Yeah. Well,
fortunately, it does not end on a cliffhanger.
But I hope they continue it.
I mean, already there's a possibility. But I don't think there's been any confirmation.
I think I said this to you, Sin, earlier too, or before. I think the handicap for it is it's on Apple TV Plus, and that limits the viewership of that series. And I think, oh my gosh, I wish more people would have access, because I understand there's like now there's like 52 different streaming services, and you gotta like whatever
Apple's
you
got
gotta.
Some pretty solid content though.
I agree, but if somebody's already got Netflix and got Prime and got like Max or whatever, they're like, I don't need another one. And they might not ever see this series. And
I know.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's
so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I'm talking talking. Deleted. Go.
There is a super chat on Sin's
Oh,
side from the Clue
oh,
Studio. Hey, Clue,
oh.
for
I'm sorry.
$10.
Because I'm at my brother's house, I don't have a second monitor, so I can't see the chat right now.
Okay,
So sorry if I haven't been,
says
visibly responding to any of those.
Henry Cavill wanted you to have this Sin for $10. All
He
right.
came out of the
Aw.
ocean with no shirt with the rain and gave you that $10 right there. But Henry Cavill. He's a good
That's
looking
funny.
guy. I'm not too ashamed to say that.
He's also something else I like about Henry is that he also seems like someone who'd rather stay home and play with his action figures and game than go out and be an idiot and party.
Yeah.
I've had so much fun where he's done videos of him building his gaming
Yes, I
PC
know.
to like
I did
hang
a
out and play.
reaction to that. I did a reaction to that, and I like computer stuff too. And I was
Yeah.
like him saying something like, "Oh, I wonder how much RAM," and I was commenting on like how big something was, and people were like taking it all
Did
the
you
wrong way.
see? You see
Yeah.
the video of Anna, that Star Wars girl, watching
Mm-mm.
that video?
Mm-mm.
um, I
Um,
don't
I'm
remember if I've
pretty
seen that.
sure. I'm pretty sure she orgasmed
She
on a number of
probably,
occasions.
yeah, she's a little bit inappropriate, I think.
She's into him. Yeah.
She's very into him a little bit.
I love my
I
YouTube, but I have not had that reaction to any video at this point. So
No.
yeah, I think it's a little. I don't know. I think it's a
a
little.
little much.
Can you imagine, like, if a guy YouTuber was reacting, saying some of the things that she was saying
They'd
about
almost get
him? It's just
arrested.
like
Probably.
I don't think it's cute or okay for a girl to be. I mean, obviously, yes, he's a very attractive guy, but I'm not going to be sitting there talking about, oh, I got pregnant just looking at him, shit like that. It's like, that's gross. That's gross. Come on.
Yeah,
Plus,
not to.
you're getting ready to be married, and what the hell? Get out of
Yeah.
here. No, that's not my jam at all.
There's some different standards from
For
some
sure.
of those.
For sure.
Do you remember also Mike dressed up as a knight in the picture? Now, if you look at the scene in the trailer, Mike is protecting and holding back the children in that shot. It's all playing out.
I haven't
Okay.
seen the trailer.
I think he thinks maybe Mike is going to die. I don't think he will. Tangents are a recurring thing.
Yes, Sashi knows.
That's why I fit in here.
Yes, you do.
Marvel Boy asking, are you looking
Yeah,
forward
kinda.
to Alien Earth? I really am. I bet you I am. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it, but
I love the honest reaction there, deleted. I
Um,
love that.
I am a big fan of the Alien films. I've even been a bit of an apologist for Part 3. The last two films were on my 10 worst list, and
I wasn't crazy about Prey.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm.
I'm going to talk to you about that some other time.
I did a whole review on it.
So
I'll watch that, and then we'll have a conversation.
I did despise it. I just feel like it was very overrated, and it didn't hit the mark for me.
Okay.
I would have liked to have seen it on the big screen, though.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Marvel Boy also says it's a great time to be a Predator and Alien fan. Reading good. I did like Killer of Killers.
Oh, I did too.
I didn't think it was a great movie, but I did like it enough.
I have not
Yeah.
watched that yet.
Yeah.
It's an anthology.
Yeah.
So it's got 4 stories in about 80 minutes. So, yeah, I thought it was good.
Speaking of 2 episodes in, how about the 28 Years Later movie feeling like a TV show pilot? Did you get that idea, Sam, when you saw it?
No.
Well,
I
I know it's supposed
there's going to be
to
a second movie in January,
Yeah.
but I didn't get that feeling about it being something like that. Have you
And
seen it?
hello to
I haven't
T-Rock
seen it yet.
Creations.
Whenever Deleted goes silent, I always think he's frozen.
I don't know if he's taking a pause or frozen.
I think he's frozen.
So we'll start talking.
This has happened before where he got completely
Okay.
like, oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
It's all
He's been
it's
revived.
all leading to Alien
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
Predators,
Yeah.
both the good directors and game goal.
That's what I've been hearing. And if you notice at the end of Killer of
I
Killers,
don't
there
know
are
about.
hints. There are hints. The music at the end, and then something in one of those containers.
Yeah.
So
I gotta watch that, I guess.
And it needed to be Dutch, and it wasn't.
I was really looking forward to it. Instead, we got somebody else.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Where's Dutch? Where's Dutch? Oh, it's that person."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because let's put it this way: Dan Trachtenberg has his own Ahsoka Tano, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. They're both working on a script. Both Alvarez and Trachtenberg are close friends. Alvarez hopes to revive Alien versus Predator 3, just as long as he does a better job than he did with Romulus.
Yeah, I wasn't
That was a
super thrilled with
disaster.
Romulus. I felt similar about Romulus, like how I did about Prey. Felt like it was overrated, and I had some issues.
Yeah.
So.
Just sub to Sin's channel. Looked up deleted, but I can't find it. Okay, I'll have to
drop the link in there.
Yeah.
In the chat. All right, because for
Davey,
some reason
it's hard to find you sometimes.
For some reason, I am difficult to find.
Yeah,
I'll agree.
Weird.
I'll agree.
Okay. But just type do the symbol, and then deleted scenes altogether. And then when you're doing a search, go up to filter and click channels, and he'll show up.
But I'll say, Davey, thank you. You're always a great supporter of other channels. So thank you very much.
Very kind. Thank you.
I've also been told another good way to find me is type in deleted scenes and live from Sparkwood in 21, which is my Twin Peaks program.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Which I've tried, and it takes you straight to my channel for some reason. So, all right, let me. I will put it in the chat.
Yeah, drop it in the chat.
He's open to the idea of it. He said it. Okay. Nate says, "Sorry guys, I should go to bed 2 hours ago. I have to get up tomorrow morning." So do I. Yeah, we're going to be wrapping this up soon.
I thought we were only half done. Come on.
I know this has gone by much quicker.
It has.
Than I thought it would. I was pretty tired at the beginning. I'm waking up a little bit now.
I got my second win.
I'm still a little. Yeah. To me, it's a secret.
Maybe I'll just go. If you're gonna cut off, maybe I'll just do a live stream by myself later, and with nobody,
just talking.
Be like, I should be sleeping right now, but I'm gonna live stream.
Marv Boy says Predator Badlands seems to me like it's a secret Alien versus Predator film. It might be because the idea isn't Elle Fanning supposed to be?
She's
an android.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once I found that out, I was more interested to watch Badlands, because initially I thought, oh gosh, they're going to do another Prey situation. Because one of the issues I had with Prey was that character. Number one, she had no character arc, no growth as far as the way she was. She was the exact same person at the end as she was at the beginning. Then that whole scene where she took out all the French trappers in that camp on a severely injured leg and acted like it didn't bother her at all. And she also is not even a fighter. She wanted to be like this warrior, but she wasn't. So I just couldn't buy into her. And then when I found out they were doing this other Predator movie and the main character was going to be this chick, I was like, oh gosh. Then I found out she's going to be like a synth or something. So I was like, okay, I can go with that. So we'll see. Oh yeah, found him.
Finally found you and subscribed. Okay, cool.
Thanks, guy. That's nice of you.
Indeed. I'm so hyped for Predator Badlands. Loved Alien Romulus. Well, glad you did. Also, the new trailer for Badlands and Mortal Kombat 2. First trailer both out in July. Okay.
I will not be watching those trailers just because I kind of stay
Sin,
away from them.
sin, positivity. Let's bring the
No,
positivity.
I don't. No. That actually is not anything negative. I
I'm
don't watch the
joking.
trailers because I want to go in with as clean a slate as possible.
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
just
watch the
giving you a
trailer
hard
for
time.
28 days, 28 years later. Either.
Okay. Let's see. Kevin says, I found you from Corey's subscribed, liked in all locations. Thank you.
Guy,
Oh,
thank you very
thank
much,
you.
man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Boris the Bullet Dodger. It's true. Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't dodging bullets. They just weren't killing him. He kept getting hurt and nothing was killing. That's what was so funny.
Hello
Hey,
to
Ollie.
Allie.
Yep.
Right on.
Thank-
Good to meet you. Let's see. Let's go down. Yep. Lana is so annoying. Took me a while to understand and register this at the time. I was blind to it. Well, which one's Lana? Kristen
Lana
Crook
is
or
Kristen. Yes, her.
Erica Durns. Okay.
Because there's
Mm-hmm.
Lana and Lena, or
Okay.
what's the other one?
Lois.
Lois.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. She's Lois. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. I keep getting them reversed in that show for some reason.
Lana is the childhood,
Yeah.
the adolescent girlfriend of Clark, and then Lois
Right,
is
right.
when he's an adult.
When he's a big boy.
Yep.
So I don't recommend Smallville. The woman explained everything to Deer in the Headlights Superman.
What?
She-Rock is not a fan.
The women explain everything. Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Her response is, what happened? But he never did get the credit on saving her life countless times.
Yeah.
Gizmo's going into Tilda Swinton and vampires. So
Oh,
you have
okay.
fun with that, sir.
He likes to dive into a few comments, so yeah, it's all right.
Well,
You can skip it. It's all right.
Zack Snyder does the best slow motion wheat cutting. Oh God, fucking Rebel Moon. Jesus Lord.
Oh, that was Rebel Moon?
That was Rebel
Part
Moon.
2, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, it didn't. Slow motion wheat cutting didn't happen in part 1.
I think it was
remember. I
2.
never finished
It
part
was-
1, so.
Yeah.
I think it was
didn't miss
2,
anything.
and it was brutal. It was
Oh,
brutal. That
Yeah,
one
he
was
does
brutal.
like the slow motion.
And to be that was the main catalyst of them trying to, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
This big-
I'm gonna
this-
stop on
this
that
big-
one.
This big badass Warhammer world doesn't have enough wheat. Yeah.
And they got to
okay.
go attack this planet for their wheat.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll
Army
love
of
it.
the
It's
Dead,
like
yep.
Star Wars in space. And I'm like, so Star Wars then. That
Yeah.
Well, I thought
Ugh.
it was originally supposed to be some sort of Star Wars thing.
Yes.
But yeah.
And it was so bad that Kathleen Kennedy rejected it. Remember that, folks.
If she rejected it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's girl bosses in it and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Now that I mentioned how dumb Superman is the soul, you will notice that I mentioned it if you watched it today.
I'm
Yeah,
sure I
Army of
will.
the
I mean, I
Dead is the
noticed a
biggest-
bit of that anyway with some of the repetitive stuff with Lana.
Mm.
Are you talking about Army of the Dead? Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I agree, Daniel. And you know
I
why
watched
I
like the
loved
first
her?
10 minutes of it.
You know why I loved her so much? Because when she was first cast, I was down. I was like, oof, like, no, I was not having it. I was not happy with her casting at all. I thought she looked, and then they released that first shot of her in the armor, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I saw Batman vs. Superman. And I screamed and clapped like a little girl inside when she showed up doing her little thing. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. And I love Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman movie. Fantastic. So yeah.
But I think that's
I think
cool.
she's even better than Linda Carter.
Okay, I'm not gonna go there, but but I think that's cool that you can admit that you were like really disappointed at the initial reaction
Oh yeah.
of, but
Oof, I
you
was.
watched it and your mind was changed. You were open to enjoy it, and you liked her in that role,
Yeah,
right?
I loved her.
Yeah,
Loved her.
right. I agree with you. That first Wonder Woman movie, that was a pleasant surprise.
Oh yeah, it was so good. So good. Yeah.
First six
I was
seasons.
afraid I was afraid it was going to be filled with like all this feminism crap.
Mm.
And so I was really worried. Like it wasn't that in Batman versus Superman. She wasn't like that, but this was a different director.
Hmm.
And so I was like, "Oh." And I didn't want to look at Rotten Tomato scores. I didn't want to hear anything about anything. And I remember I was so uptight watching it because I was really liking where it was going, but I was just like waiting for the shoe to drop. Like the one
What's
line,
when is it gonna
yeah,
come?
when's it going to have the one line that was just going to make me be like, did you really have to go there? You know? And
Yep.
this is when I knew it was going to be okay. Was in that scene where they had saved the town. You know, she did the whole going through no man's land. They saved the town, and then they're all celebrating, and she and Steve are having this talk, and they're watching everybody celebrate, and it's, you know, lovely and everything. And he said something to her about he said, you know, you did this, you know, because she was the one that had led the charge because she physically could because she was a demigod, and she said we did, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay.
Willing to share the spotlight a little
Exactly.
bit.
Yeah.
I'll agree. That first one, that was one I was iffy on, and when I watched it, it was a pleasant surprise. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Sorry, deleted. You were starting to
Deleted.
read
All right.
You need to tell Sen and I to stop sidetracking you.
This is, the first 6 seasons of Smallville were the best with Rosenbaum
No.
again. His exit, it was enjoyable again. Christopher Reeve. Okay. Let's see. Me.
Rosenbaum
just-
is I like him so much. I'm sorry, but we were talking about the podcast earlier that he does, and
Yeah.
his personality
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
Smallville and in real life on the podcast, he's just got a great personality to him. I
Yeah,
enjoy him.
he
I'll,
comes
I'll
off
say
very
that.
good.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
agree.
remember I first heard of Michael Rosenbaum when he was in that, what was it, Urban Legends?
Oh yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
When he had hair.
His commentary on Urban Legends
Oh, I haven't heard that.
is one of my favorite commentaries
Oh,
of all time.
that's
And
funny.
I'll tell you.
yeah, he comes off of he's a cool guy. I like him.
I tell you what, I've never been to a convention, and I've talked about this so many times with people. I would really love to go to one. So I have actually went to his website and I bought a photo from Smallville that he signed and said, "Love Corey, you know, thanks for the support," kind of a thing on the thing. I would love to meet him. He just seems like a cool dude. I don't know. That's one of those guys that I enjoyed him on Smallville and other roles that he's done, and I think it'd be really cool to meet him in person.
Well, maybe you will one day.
Maybe one day.
Sashi says, not a big Snyder fan, however, that slow motion wheat harvesting is the most epic wheat cutting ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was no.
And,
subscribe to
And,
you, Sashi.
and subscribe to Sashi.
Thanks, guy.
Lady Mist, you must know when I'm talking about Smallville is the best Lex, but Superman is so dumb in that series. Okay.
I know so many people were pulling for Rosenbaum to be Lex and the new
Yeah.
Yeah.
movie.
I'd rather.
He would have been good for it, I think, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the new one brings.
Counted with a sub to you, Sashi. Right in. Oh, yes, please. Sub to each other. Please.
Like for
Lady
like,
Mist says,
let's
only
go.
watched a few episodes, couldn't get into it. Gizmo Maniac Chat. Indeed. Yeah. All right. Sometimes it feels like directors and writers have too much power that editors can't edit these days. Yeah. Let's see. They streamed her singing on a balcony. This is Rachel Ziegler. I was talking about this. They streamed her singing on a balcony. I think the play had Loud music trigger warnings.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, let me. Yeah, and yes, hello to Clue Studio. Marvel Boy says James Gunn is already pitching the script for Wonder Man and Teen Titans.
Teen Titans.
Okay. Yeah, FYI, didn't like what happened to Dean's character in Supernatural. Don't remember what season it is. Basically, the writers turned Dean into Sam and Sam into a Dean.
Yeah, I never finished watching Supernatural, and I loved like the first 4 or 5 seasons.
That's what I've heard,
really
is
fun.
that
Yeah.
when you get to a certain point, you can kind of stop watching.
Yeah. They got, like, how many times can someone die and come back? You know, it just like it started to lose all effect for me. But I really enjoyed the first few seasons. Sure.
Rather have seen Dean stay a cocky, confident person and Sam remained a wimp.
Well, I will say that one of my favorite episodes was when Dean got that something happened and he was afraid of everything. That was one of the best episodes ever. There's this scene where he gets scared by this cat jumping out of a locker and the scream. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So yeah, that was one episode where he wasn't cocky and confident, but it was so funny because it was such a contrast to the way he normally is. Because he'd been, I don't know, he got like, I can't even remember what it was, but that one was one of my favorite episodes.
All right. Gizmo says, well, I'm already subbed to Sin, and I'm already in Corey's Clan of Red Soldiers. All right. Changing how a character acts just to do it is never good. No. First season of Supernatural is great. The other seasons became cliffhangers, which annoyed me. Okay. Let's see. Daniel says new James Gunn is like weakest on-screen live-action Superman. First time we see him, he's all broken and beaten. Meets Crypto to drag him to the fortress, and he struggles a lot. Yeah. He gets his ass kicked too much in the trailers. Henry Cavill crashed her computer to get her attention. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's funny.
Sin,
Also,
talk about me more.
Yeah. Also, while Hasty screaming when he's being healed by the sun, none of the other Supermen did that. Yeah.
But I was expecting that with Gunn, that he would do something different than what we've seen before. So I guess that doesn't surprise me. I'm not saying good or bad, but it doesn't surprise me that he's going and doing a little bit. When you say, here, James Gunn's going to do it, I'm going to expect something off the normal storyline, a deep cut or something a little bit different. But I'm still trying to keep a positive outlook on it. I'm going to try to watch it first without the... We'll see how it goes. I hope for the best.
Davey asking, how do I get this panel on Late Night with the Davey?
Davey, I replied to you in the comments. Yeah. I think this would be a fun group. I think it'd be a fun group to be on there.
Oh,
Davey Deathray. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Davey Deathray has a great channel. A lot of movies, a lot of physical media. Nice. Has a really great channel. And there's my comment right there. I think this would be a fun group to have on. So Davey, whether you want to reach out to me or one of the others, I think this would be a fun roundup to have a little panel to talk about something. And I think Sin and Deleted would be up for any type of media, movie type of topic, right? Oh, yeah. Not to put you in the corner, but Davey's a cool guy, and I think it'd be it'd be fun to be all on a panel.
And I am now subbed to you, Davey. So, all right,
I need to do this now. I hate not having a second monitor.
Davey's a good guy.
What's the name of his channel again?
Davey's Deathray.
Davey Deathray.
Okay, I'll go sub to him.
All right, Clue Channel asking, Stranger Things is still going? Yeah, they're about to go into their final season.
And Linda Hamilton's coming. Sorry.
Not that you have any pull that you like about her or anything. She's
made me
cool.
think,
I like her.
I love
It made
her.
me think, why is America always making European stories? You have tons of cool stories, local folk horror and stuff, but always European you have the time. Missed American Westerns. Yeah, I miss American Westerns too, my friend. I do a whole show about Westerns. All right. Also, James Gunn said the events of The Flash created his James Gunn DC universe. Do you think that's still the case after The Flash did so poorly? I didn't see it, so I couldn't. I can't help you on that one, Danny.
So the Flash movie, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, since I guess the Flash movie changes the timeline in some fashion.
You know, honestly, maybe I don't. I didn't think it was a hot take, but I honestly had fun with the movie. I'll just say that. I'm not
I
saying
didn't
greatest
hate
movie
it.
ever.
I didn't
Yeah.
outright hate it. No.
Hmm.
That's a big win for Sin to say she didn't outright hate it.
It is. I will tell you the storyline that they chose for that. Obviously, the Flashpoint. That was pretty emotional for me.
Absolutely.
I teared up in that scene where he was talking to his mom in the supermarket. Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I think that's maybe what pulled me into it more as well.
Yeah.
So, not saying greatest movie ever, but some of the storylines in that, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'll
same.
say that.
Right. This
I'm
is
done
James Gunn.
talking, sorry.
James Gunn said he likes the Flash, and I think that's cool. Okay. I like Barb. Justice for Barb. Barb.
Barb.
God.
Poor Barb.
Yeah. All right. I'm sure I'm throwing that one. Okay, just a whole supernatural debate going on between Lady Mist and True Rod. Okay. All right. Davey said, "Love to have you guys on." All right, I'm down.
Well,
Absolutely.
I would do it in a minute.
Are you on Twitter? Are you on Twitter? Is he on Twitter? Do you know?
I guess
That's
I
kind of how
don't
we
know
correspond
that.
a lot.
I think I follow him a lot on
But if
YouTube
not-
and Instagram, but I don't know if he's on Twitter.
Okay, I'm on Instagram too. Sometimes I get messages on Instagram from people who would like to do streams. But so I can be reached there or Twitter and also my email address.
Davey, we'll have our people contact your people, and we'll. No, I'm just kidding. Davey, seriously, I think it'd be fun. Davey's a really cool guy. I think you guys would have fun hanging out and talking with him, and I always have fun hanging out and talking with you two. So I think it'd be fun to do.
Yes, we did talk about this.
We did,
and I mentioned that specifically.
He's a good looks, yeah. Corey, I have no friends around me. I have a daughter that hates her daddy every morning. She's a grumpy bastard. I need to take it out on you. Okay.
Gizmo, I will take that beating. Be nice to your daughter. Be mean to me. We'll do it that way. Wait till she's a teenager. I'll just say that.
Oh boy. Nate says Millie Bobby Brown said she thought Eleven should have died in season 2.
Well, maybe
she didn't like her paycheck
this season, right?
I'd be like, no, she needs to live forever.
I joke about Henry Cavill's chest was so powerful it knocks sin off the internet.
I tell you what, I'm not afraid to admit that dude is a good-looking guy. I'm just gonna say he's a good-looking guy.
He seems humble and he seems genuinely nice, and he loves. Like he has a lot of respect for the source material of the stuff he works on. I appreciate the heck out of that.
I agree with that completely because when he was doing The Witcher, that was the big argument, and he had a big pushback on them when they were going off script quite a bit however you want to say it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I respect that. He digs into that. And so that's what's kind of cool when you see him in like Man of Steel and he's coming out all buff and crazy. And I'm like, okay, I can understand if you are digging him. I'm not going to hate on that one bit. And then next thing I know, he's like, I'm building a gaming PC because I want to
He's such a
You know?
nerd. See,
Yeah.
that's the thing
I
that's
love
so
it.
cool about him. I love that about him.
I
You
hate
know?
to love him so much, but I
If
do.
he was so big headed and egotistical and a complete asshole, I'd just be like, I don't care how many muscles you have, I don't like you, and you're ugly.
But that's what he seems like, so like down to earth, where
Yeah,
he's
he
just like,
does.
hey, like I'm trying to build this computer, and he's even like, what did I do wrong? You know, he's
Yeah,
like
no,
asking
that's
people,
right.
like,
Like put something in the wrong way.
yeah, and
I
he's
was
like so
watching.
honest.
I was legit interested. I've never built a computer. My nephew has built computers. Like
Oh,
my brother's computer he's built, and his computer is his brother's computer. And so I was interested, and I was curious about things like, oh, what's the RAM on that thing?
yeah. So I'm not an expert, but I used to do that. I would build computers
Build
and
computers.
sell them off. Yeah, it was kind of a little side hustle thing for a little bit. So I was interested when some of these celebrities would. So him and Terry Crews, I started following quite a bit because they got into. It's just kind of funny, but I'm like, oh, they're into it, you know, and they were having fun and they were posting videos of like building their PCs and like the games they were getting into and playing. So
That's funny.
it's I don't know. He seems like a down to earth kind of guy when he could easily not be a
Exactly.
down to earth kind of guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm done talking. Deleted. Sorry. I feel so bad. I talk so much. I'm
There's
sorry.
the super chat
Oh,
from earlier.
that's funny.
Let's see. Okay, got that one.
You need to have
Thank-
you when you post that super chat. You need to have him walking out of the water in the rain with no shirt on, you know, in Man of Steel, so Sin can see all that.
Look, I'm not gonna do what's her face, Anna. I'm not gonna be like Anna. Not gonna do that.
I guess I don't even know what you're talking about. So sorry.
The Star Wars girl, that girl.
Oh,
Isn't her name Anna?
Yeah.
Her reaction whenever she sees him and all these very suggestive things she says, like, okay, keep it together.
Yeah.
hey, I'm not gonna blame you. I'm like
I mean, I get it, but some things are just better left unsaid.
understood. I agree. Understood. I agree with you completely.
Went to Wikipedia for the Flash movie, and while it said canceled sequel, but now it says future is in its place, meaning the Flash movie does have a future. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe you know, if the Superman does well, maybe Gunn will reboot it in some fashion. We'll see.
Okay.
Also says hopefully we can see Michael Keaton Batman again in Earth 89. Okay.
That'd be fun.
Love you guys. Hope you have a good week. I'll be around. Good night.
Bye, Enigma.
Okay.
See you, Enigma.
All right. Let me.
Early morning hours for him, right?
Same as me.
Well, actually, I'm in early morning. And now, as I look at
2:18
the
in
clock,
the morning for me, like it. No, not 2:18. That's how long we've been streaming. It's two. Oh my gosh, bless it.
Yeah.
32.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to start wrapping up.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't
I'm-
realize it was this late.
I'm only. No, it's not late. It's early.
It was super early, yeah. This is the latest I will have
Okay.
gone to bed since I've been at my brother's house.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
since we were going to really talk about this, do you want to at least like say one new movie that you've seen?
Oh, yeah. We
this
never got
year
around to that.
that
That's
you've
right. That was
so
the entire
I don't
plan.
I don't want to like keep you later than you want to be, but do you at least want to try to get like one out that you've enjoyed that you've seen
Yes,
this year
but
in
I
the
have
theater?
a question. Can you put that thing back up from Clue? It said something about a redheaded. I didn't read
Oh,
it. I was listening to Corey.
Redheaded girl in Stranger Things, who I think should have been the
We-
Little Mermaid. Still
Yeah,
alive.
I agree. She would have been a great.
She is.
We don't know Clue. She's like in this weird sort of comatose, state. So we don't know. But yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm down with talking about at least one or so. I mean, my list is already shaping up for the year. I have had my number 2 has been displaced.
I'll say I've only seen 11, and this is for me actually ahead of schedule of what I've normally done, but I've seen 11 movies in the theater this year.
Oh,
And that's actually big for me. Actually.
But that's I know. I remember you saying how you didn't see a ton.
Nope, not in the theater.
you're
A lot of
watching
time was
more.
at home. Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
I'll say, not to go off topic too much, but with the two of you, mystery movie nights have been accounting for quite a few of those. And I will say that I have been pleasantly surprised with
By
the
most of
ones
them
that I've
movies.
gotten.
Are you
for
going to
those.
tomorrow's?
I don't know if I'm gonna sure try. I don't know if I'll be able to.
I do
It's
think it's going to be Jurassic. Yeah, yeah. I even saw someone else on Twitter saying, "Doggone it, I should have bought my ticket for AMC." And he put a picture of Jurassic because there have been there are so many indications that that's what it's going to be.
man,
And
that's
then
gonna be a
someone
surprise
said
though
their
for that big
source
of a
tells
movie.
them, well, they had Gladiator. Gladiator
Okay,
2 was one of the
okay, but
mystery
that was
movies.
before I started
Like,
jumping into it. I didn't realize that was one of them.
Yeah.
I'm
It fits.
I'm sure gonna
I hope.
try. I
I
don't know
hope.
if I'm gonna be able to.
Oh,
But
okay.
I always love hanging out with you all and talking
Same.
about it. So I'm gonna sure try. But
Okay.
I'm trying to figure that out. So
All right.
that's got the hiccup. Sorry.
Oh,
That's
okay.
okay.
So you said your number 2 got usurped, son. So what was the
So my number 2 was Sinners.
okay?
I
And
still
before
need to
that,
see
my
that.
number 2 had been Warfare. But then
No, yeah, that's a good one.
Sinners overtook Warfare.
Oh,
And as it stands now, I don't think anything's going to displace number 1, y'all. I'm just going to say this right now. I don't think anything's going to topple Better Man. But The Life of Chuck overtook Sinners.
well,
That's my number 2 right
yeah,
now. Yeah.
great movie, great movie.
Yes.
I will
So
say
good.
Better Man is. I'm really bad at. I know. I'm really bad at ranking movies. But I'll say Better Man was one of those surprises that I really enjoyed way more than I thought I was going to.
Same.
I don't know if it hit me at the right time. So I was talking to you all about this weekend was a big, busy weekend with my son getting married. So leading up to that, some of these big life events, I don't know if that played into some of my emotion to the movie too. Sometimes you start looking back at your life,
Yeah.
the people you meet, the interactions you have. I don't know. Anyway, that movie hit me when I watched it, and I did not know that was going to be the one for the mystery movie, and it caught me off guard a little bit, and I'll say it moved me a bit. It made me. I was already reflecting and thinking about my past decisions and where we're at and where things are going, and that movie like totally hit the bullseye on a lot of those things, and I it struck a chord for me. I'll say that.
Wow. But yeah, it was interesting because of how it started off
Mm-hmm.
really dark and scary.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ends up being this journey of the appreciation of life.
Mm-hmm.
And once you realize what was really going on in the first/third act, it's like, ooh, you know?
There's just that great feeling of reflection and redemption, almost like a appreciation of what's going to happen, but you appreciated that journey and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
experiences you got to have along that way.
yeah. Yeah, it was a beautiful movie. Absolutely beautiful. And yes, Mark Hamill. Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you what, that has been a huge surprise performance. I'd say in a
He was
movie.
so good in there. Oh my goodness.
I honestly, I think he should be recognized in some way.
Well, I'm going to
absolutely.
nominate him when the GAFCA Awards nomination comes around. I'm going to nominate him for supporting actor. I don't know that it's going to happen, but I'm definitely going to put his name in there.
I'll tell you what, I was really, really pleasantly surprised with his performance in that. Tom Hiddleston, I thought did great. Was it Mia Sarah?
His
Oh,
his grandmother.
I thought she was great in that too. Man, that cast did a great job
Yeah.
in the roles that they had for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like one of those things that I I think Mike Flanagan, he's worked with a lot of those people before, and he just knows who they are, and he knows
Yep.
the story, he knows the roles, he knows who can fit into that, and he is. So I think he should be recognized as well, because a director
Yep.
that can know the talent that can fit into that character, and I think he did an excellent job doing that. He fit these perfect roles in. So like somebody like Mia Sara, like haven't seen her in a very long time.
Yeah.
But he's worked with her before, and she was perfect, I thought, in that too. So anyway, sorry.
Everybody was perfect in their role.
I think
it was really good.
Multiple characters in that movie should be recognized. I thought Mike Flanagan should be recognized. Like I said, director being able to find the talent that can fit the roles to play out that role. I think he did an excellent job with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. I don't have anything bad to say about that movie.
Sorry, I talked too much.
No, it's okay. I mean, I that's a fantastic film. I 5-starred it.
I knew nothing about that going into it. I'll say that too. Even though I didn't know that was going to be a mystery movie, I'd heard the title. I knew Hiddleston was going to be in it. That's all I knew about it. And then it was the mystery movie, and I had no idea where it was going to go. And I almost think that is the best way to go into that movie. Like, if you have not heard anything about it, just go watch it. And
well, you guys convinced me to go see it because this is what happened.
Because Deleted and I were talking about it for quite a while when you were offline.
And before I filmed I can't remember before I filmed my review, I think I went back to our live stream and listened to what you guys were saying. Just like in case there was anything that was you guys were going to mention that it hadn't occurred to me or whatever. But I like Mike Flanagan, and I was immediately interested when I found out it was a Mike Flanagan Stephen King thing. I was like, oh, and then I found out, but it's not horror, sort of, and I was like, oh, wow, I don't know, I'm not really down for a character drama. But then you guys were talking about it. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go see it. So I went into it having a feeling that I would enjoy it, and that ended up being accurate. I took tissues. I had tissues stuffed in the side of my purse so I could reach and grab them if I needed to.
Well, I didn't have tissues. I didn't know what the movie was going to be, and I probably could have tissues. I got choked up. I'm never too proud to say when a movie can choke me up because it hits the right chords. And
that last scene got me. Ooh, got me.
There was a few scenes. Even
there were, for sure.
There was a funeral scene that
like,
choked me up too, and but I'll say that it's a different type of movie for Flanagan and a different type of story for Stephen King.
Because he's done
Shawshank
and The Green Mile, so he's done things like that.
But if you go high level and think Flanagan and Stephen King, maybe high level, you're going to think something different.
Oh, immediately, I think something like the stuff that Flanagan has done,
Hush, and things like along those lines. But that's not a bad thing. It is a pleasant surprise, and oh man,
sweet. That was
I didn't even. I'll admit, I have ignorance on a lot of things, and I'm never afraid to admit when I don't know something. I mean, if I don't know it, I don't know it. So like whatever. I did not know that was based off a Stephen King novella until the credits were rolling of that movie.
Oh yeah, I knew it.
I didn't know. I didn't know it. I didn't know it. But like I said, like I'll never be afraid. Like if you want to make fun of me if I don't know something, whatever.
No,
but
nothing to make.
But I did not
about.
realize it until the credits were rolling and I see Stephen King's name and I'm like, oh. But then as soon as I saw his name, I'm like, okay, I can see that stamp on it, especially with that ending scene that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Yes, Wolfman. It's very late.
Yes.
It's very early / late.
It's not late. It's early.
It's early late. I don't think we intended to go this long, but it just happened.
That's what happens when you get me on because I don't shut up. I don't shut up.
No, it's not just you. It's me too. I'm guilty of that.
All right. Well, we do need to close this up because we actually have gone an hour longer technically
Oof,
than this
yeah.
show is.
You should have
So
asked me to set a timer.
I
I
should
didn't even
not.
think
Yeah,
to
I
do
should
that.
have. But I just,
Deleted. I thought we were only at the halfway point. Come on.
No. All right. I do want to.
Yeah, he's like, no, shut up.
I'm, I'm going to speed run really quick through a few interesting chats. We brought up The Waterfront before. Caveman confirms it is on Netflix.
Okay.
8
I have
episodes.
not
Topher
heard of
Grace
this.
plays the villain.
I'll have to
Okay.
check that
Topher
out.
returns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sashi says Sin is too focused on the Terminator to be sucked in by D&D.
Yeah, you got me.
Wolfman is confirming Max is still alive on Stranger Things. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, in like a sort of comatose state.
Is that-
Yeah, I heard this.
Henry
I
Cavill and
heard
Russell
this.
Crowe.
Which
Highlander. Yeah.
which is interesting because you know how they played together in Superman, but I don't know why the hell they don't cast someone like Antonio Banderas for that part. I love Russell Crowe, and I think he can. He's good with accents and everything. But number one, he needs to physically alter himself to be convincing in that role, because you know you see.
I need to physically alter
I mean,
myself.
maybe he
as
can.
well.
He's had a. I watched his Joe Rogan podcast thing, and he got injured a lot when he was
Yes.
filming Gladiator,
Yep.
and over the years, and so that has just contributed. But also, he's let himself go in certain ways, and number one, it's terribly not healthy. But number two, he cannot be looking like that in this role. He
Yeah.
can't. So we'll see.
All right. David said jumped over to Sin's channel to show us some love. Nice.
Thank you.
Thanks, Davey.
Sashi says deleted going silent is a recurring theme on this stream, Corey.
Yes, it is.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you need the @ symbol, but sometimes Wolfman, if you're still here, you also need to filter it by channel because sometimes he just doesn't come up. Other videos will come up and not anything to do with him. It's
I
weird.
have found that before too.
It's weird.
Deleted. I follow you. I'm subscribed. I got the bell on, but sometimes when I go to search to go to it,
Same.
I've had that happen before too, where I'll type in what I think is correct and I don't see your channel. It's kind of a
annoying.
weird thing.
I don't know. Is it the fact that people keep skipping the underscore? Could that be
You
it?
don't need the underscore.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
at
know.
deleted scenes altogether. That's
Yeah.
how your channel is. That's your actual tag.
I can't remember how I end up finding
It's
you,
weird.
but I've done like deleted scenes altogether. I've seen deleted underscore scenes. I've done deleted just space scenes, and I can't remember
So if you
which
go
one.
to his channel, his actual, you know how you could do like
Mm-hmm,
got your channel tag. It's at deleted scenes, just all together, and that's. But even type in that sometimes.
But I've
it's
done different
weird.
ones. I can't remember which one ended up working, but I'll have to
Yeah.
keep track of that.
So do I, Sashi.
Sleep is for the
Yeah,
week.
sleep is for. Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
wish.
Yeah, that's right.
I wish I didn't have to sleep, honestly. But as I get
Scold
older,
or-
sleep is more important.
9 a.m.
And
for
that
you.
is my long ass link in the chat.
Oh, you
There
don't have
you
like
do
a
it.
custom URL that you could do?
I
It
do,
looks-
but this keeps popping up. when I
It looks
do, so-
cooler when it's really long like that. So everybody, if you're still in here, click on that link right now. Go to deleted, follow him, and check out his stuff. Because he streams. You're like one of the hardest working streamers I know.
You are.
You are always
I don't
live
see how you
streaming,
do
man.
it.
Always. And I'm like, and good. That's a compliment. But I was like,
I
man,
don't. I
can't-
died. Okay.
You died. No, you didn't. You just keep on living in the live streams. Go.
My boy says Avatar Fire and Ash, aka some people are jokingly calling it Fire and Shit. Any thoughts on the third entry? I don't care.
No thoughts.
If,
Not going to see it. Didn't see the second one.
haven't
am
seen it.
very
Neither.
pissed that James Cameron is continuing to work on those stupid ass movies. So yeah, that's my thought on Avatar. Sorry. Deleted.
so-
If you type youtube.com/deleted scenes, your channel comes up.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
We have the cheat code now.
Right on. So I look forward to film flip said I'm not looking forward to my bum being thrown to seats at the cinema, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
These films are too long. Just like the length of the runtime of Lord of the
No,
Rings.
I'd rather watch Lord of the Rings.
So would I.
I'll tell you what, when I went and saw The Final Reckoning, I enjoyed that movie. I'll say that right off the bat, but I felt the runtime. And I was in pretty comfortable seats in the
Yeah.
IMAX theater I was in. But I felt the runtime on that one.
I was in the regular old normal seats.
Mm.
And
These were
when I
nice
saw it.
recliners spread
Yeah,
out. And
mine was not.
I traveled to go visit some family specifically so I could watch that one on the IMAX screen.
I remember, yeah.
And I enjoyed it very much. But as much as I enjoyed the movie, there was a point where I was feeling the runtime. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But no knock on the movie. But man, when you hit the 3-hour mark,
Yeah,
it's a stretch.
It is, for sure. Though I would watch the Snyder Cut on the big screen happily, and that's a 4-hour movie.
I watched that at home with my son, and we broke that up over 2 nights.
I watched it all in one go and did a reaction to it.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All one shot.
Yep.
You're a
That was the
trooper.
night I was telling you that I asked my husband if he could go pick up our son from work.
I'm tied up for the next 4 hours. Can you please, pick up our son?
Please, I gotta watch this movie.
That was a stretch for that one.
Glad you could find him, Wolfman.
Indeed.
Nice.
Oh,
I
thanks-
love that there's
thanks,
all this
guy.
love going around.
There's so many good people. I mean, there's always so much negative around, but it's so cool to see. There's so many good people and
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of love going around too.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
you got to let that be louder than the negative.
Absolutely. Yeah, something that I really like is that for the most part, almost all, if not all, of my YouTube movie buddies, they're really cool people, and we can disagree on different things, and it's not anything ridiculous. So
Oh, for sure. I'll have movies I'll be like, I love that. And I have some really close friends that have been like, that sucks. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, that's cool. Well, what are you going to watch next week? You know, you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
move on.
exactly, yeah.
It's like, okay, that's all right. We can agree to disagree. And it's okay.
Sorry, deleted. Here we go. Yapping again.
That's okay. COVID actors and writers strike really hurt the
Yeah.
aging of the cast of Stranger Things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as far Marvel Boys concerns, a Buffy reboot.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I don't think it needs one.
Agreed.
I agree too.
B, even if you do, you got to recast Trachtenberg, you know?
The sister, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Unless
So-
she's just completely written out.
That's possible too.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what kind of a condition to do a series that Nicholas Brendan is in now, because I know he's had issues.
Oh, was he?
So,
was he? What was the name of his
Xander.
character? Yeah, Xander. Yeah.
So,
Maybe his twin could play him.
oh yeah, he is a twin, isn't he? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, yeah, it that just comes off to me like, Sarah Michelle Gellar involved or not, it just comes off like another cash grab to
The
me. And I
same
think
sort of
just-
thing. Yes,
They
exactly.
should just,
Mhm.
just leave it alone. It was fine the way it was.
Yeah.
It's too easy not to come up with something original and just dive into something that there's some nostalgia for,
Yeah.
and to try to, like you said, cash grab.
It's lazy, though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
lazy to me.
exactly. Yeah, come up with.
Thank you, Joe.
There's so many creative people out there. Come
Oh,
up with a
there-
new story.
But
and-
you know, the thing is, something original and new will come along, and it doesn't get much attention
I agree.
because
I-
people gravitate towards the IP that they know, that they're familiar
agree.
with.
I was having that same conversation. So I agree with you completely because so like when I went out to see Late Night with the Devil, we brought that up earlier.
Mhm.
I absolutely loved that movie. Thanks, Marvel Boy. And when I went out to watch it that night that I did, it was barely in our theater. It was such a short run. When I finally got out to it, it was the
You're the
last
only
night they
one?
were going to show it, and I was literally the only person.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It freaked me out. It was kind of a cool
I
experience, I'll say
know.
that. But I wish so many more people could have seen that one.
Yeah.
And then you have a reboot of some IP that you know the name of, and whether it's good or bad, you have people turn out for it. So,
Yep. Because it's something they're familiar with, and they
yep.
feel like it's not going to be a risk.
But I tell you what, like some things like that, I know Late Night with the Devil is a lower budget movie, but that punched harder than some really multi-million dollar movies that I've seen lately. It hit hard for me. I loved it. I bought a nice steelbook of it because I'm like, I'm going to have this in my collection. And that's going to be one I'm going to go back and watch again.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Trying to
Yeah.
remember. I'm moving about the cabin.
Yeah, we can tell.
We can hear the echo.
I can't see him here. Let me check.
And even whether you like that movie or not, there's always so many other examples like that too, where it's a lower budget, not a big name, it's not a part of a franchise.
The Outfit.
Yeah, the outfit
The
is
Outfit.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that movie. I
So
have that.
good.
I have that here.
Dude, I'm gonna meet one of the writers of The Outfit, and he also I think played like one of the FBI agents. His name is Jonathan McClane.
That's so cool.
He's going to be at our Lit RPG Con.
That
And
is
so we were having a correspondence back and forth because I was telling my boss how much I love The Outfit because I found out he's doing work with us. He's going to work on a project for us, and
Yeah.
I was looking up his IMDb because Justin had said that he's an actor. I'm like, oh, what's he been in? And I saw he was involved in The Outfit, and I was just like, The Outfit. And so we were having an email correspondence about like the project, and my boss Jeff. I told Jeff, I was like, oh, I want to fangirl so hard over The Outfit because how much I love, The Outfit because it's such good writing. And so Jeff went and did it for me. He says, oh, by the way, Sin, our director of operations, is absolutely. I was like, oh, God. So it's like, oh,
You're like,
I see. He went and fangirled for me. So then we had our own separate conversation about like this discussion that we're gonna have at Lit RPG Con in July, and he's gonna tell me like behind the scenes stuff and what it took to get that movie made. I'm just like
That is
so
so
excited
cool.
to talk movies and stories with him. So yeah,
I'm so excited for you. That movie, I was very late to it. I'll admit to that. I was very
so
late to
good.
it.
So I saw
but,
that on the big screen.
Oh, I did not. I wish I would have.
So
A
good.
good friend of mine recommended it to me, and I ended up buying it, and I absolutely love it. It's a
Yeah.
great movie.
Yep.
I am very happy for you. That will be a fun. So, are you going to post any? Are you going to get any content to put on with the conversation?
I might.
or-
I was thinking about maybe I would. I don't know if it would be anything involving him.
Yeah.
In
But
on
or
it
even
not,
afterthoughts
or
of
if I
the
would just like
conversation.
talk about, I talked with, and I would probably ask, his permission. Is it okay if we talk
Oh,
about this? 'Cause, I mean, he's in
absolutely.
the industry, he's in the business,
Absolutely.
that's what he does. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to hearing backstory stuff.
I'm excited for you. First because I do really love that movie, and that sounds like such a great experience for you.
I wasn't
that's gonna be
expecting
a good
that.
time.
Thank you, Jeff, for fangirling for me. Because we had our own little sort of. So I was like, I'm just going to message you directly and not clutter up everybody's email with our. So yeah, I told him I did a review, and he asked for my review, so I sent him the review, and then he was, So I'll let y'all know how it goes.
And then you can let
Right?
him know. Yes, exactly, guy. That movie, I did not. That flew under the radar for me. I did not know about it. I'll admit I was late to the game with it, but I had some friends recommend it to me, and as soon as I bought that and put that in, I was like, I'm so glad I bought that
Fantastic.
movie.
That
And
would make a great play.
That's staying in my collection.
Yeah, I
Right.
know. Sorry, Marvel boy.
Take care, Marvel Boy.
I can't believe I'm still awake.
Me either. Thank goodness I took tomorrow off.
Right? My
Or
daughter
wait.
goes tomorrow.
Thank goodness
Are
I took today off.
Oh, today, yeah, my brother fortunately is not working today, but I don't think I'll be able to sleep in much because my little turdlet doggies, I brought my dogs with me, and they wake me up. They start whining, so I don't think I'll be able to sleep.
I think I might be able to sleep in a little bit because my dog was at the doggy resort for a couple days while we were at the wedding. So he gets pretty
Tired.
tuckered out
He's
from
tired.
that. And we've had just super hot weather too. So between all that, I think he'll let us sleep in tomorrow. So.
Fingers crossed, because I know mine will not.
Fingers crossed. As soon as I say that, it'll be like 4 in the morning. I'm like, I want to go outside.
Yeah. Sorry,
All right.
deleted.
Hey, delete it. Hey, deleted.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine.
He's like, that's the last
outfit-
time I asked both of you to be on at the same time.
No.
It's a little too late. I'm getting like punch drunk because it's
Oh
so
yeah,
late.
I'm a little like tired, giddy at this point.
Yeah,
so.
that's it.
The outfit is one I need to see. I'm aware of it. Mark
Oh
Rylance.
yes, you
and,
must.
You've
you
never
must
seen it?
Watch it. Deleted.
Dylan O'Brien, right? Yeah.
Deleted.
I think you will really
Haven't
enjoy
seen it. No.
Honestly, that is a high recommend from me.
Yeah, I've heard good
Yep.
things.
I don't know if that means
Yep.
anything, but
it ended up on my top list for that year.
Oh,
when it came out.
Nice.
I think
Right.
that's definitely worth a watch.
Yep.
See if it's streaming somewhere, do that. But I can look too. But it is such a good movie.
I'll have to track
It's very
down.
simple. It put Mark Rylance on my radar because that's when I noticed him as an actor.
Oh, I knew
and
him
then
way before that.
I had
He-
seen him in other things, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
was like, it was like he just kind of went over my head. Like he didn't make an impression on me until the outfit.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of the movie I first remember him in, and this is like 30 some odd years ago. I remember first seeing him. He still had hair,
Ooh.
had a
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good head of hair, actually.
Yeah.
And there was like some. It wasn't a Merchant and Ivory film, but it was kind of like a Merchant and Ivory light. And I think he was in it, and I think Patsy Kensit was in it. That's how far back this goes, Patsy Kensit. I don't remember the name of it, but anyway, that was the first time that I remember hearing of him, and
Yeah,
I
he's been
remember him
around
saying,
forever.
I remember him saying at the time that he hated doing movies,
Oh god.
that he preferred the stage, and I'm like, obviously
okay.
he's changed his mind.
Yeah, yeah.
since,
Yeah.
you know. Okay, Butts Unplugged. Good to see you.
Hey, Unplugged, how's it going?
What's up?
And
He's a good
yeah.
guy. He's a good guy.
So-
Oh, nice
Peacock.
on Peacock.
Oh, outstanding! I have
Okay.
Peacock. Okay,
Oh, then go.
That's-
Oh,
You must watch
Yeah.
it soon. Deleted.
Deleted. I
Yeah.
highly recommend. And then I'll hate. You'll be like, oh, that sucked. But I would
no,
say
I think he'll enjoy it.
I have a hard time recommending movies, but that's one is easy to recommend on my part. That if you have Peacock and it's on there, please check it out. It's a good watch.
all right. And if for those of you who do have Peacock, Black Bag with Michael Fassbender and
Yes.
Kate Blanchett. Watch
Yes,
that
that's
movie,
that's on my
please.
top list for
Uh,
this
yeah,
year. Yes.
I
Um,
enjoyed that way more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
I did watch that one, and I was pleasantly surprised. I love Fassbender, so I watched it. And Blanchett, she's great too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so you get two
It
huge.
felt Hitchcockian.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes. I would agree with that completely. But yeah, you got two big names like that. It was a good watch.
Agreed. Like we can't stay long either, but
Yeah, we're
We've
already
been-
way over.
I thought
You
we
got
were
two
just
shows
halfway.
to
I just
watch
thought we were the halfway mark.
Halfway mark.
60% of the way.
All right. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I do so want to thank everybody who was in the
was great chat.
tonight.
I was going to say,
chat.
great group of friends
Yes,
hanging
absolutely.
out, chatting, throwing comments out there. that's why we do these live streams. It's so great to see you all come out.
Yeah,
We love
for
it, and
sure.
thank you so much. We appreciate it so much.
Yes, thank you.
I know that at least on my end of the stream, we had more than 60 people watching at one point.
Oof,
So
nice.
You know
thank
what?
you.
More
Yeah.
than
Nice.
one is a win, or more than zero is a win to me.
More than
So even
zero.
one is a win to me. So I don't mean to diminish one, but that's
Oh,
awesome. That's
uh,
awesome.
so here where I am, Eastern,
Uh-huh.
it's after 3. So for Corey, it's after 2.
Three in the
And
Yeah,
for
morning here.
deleted, it's after
correct.
3 as well.
Yeah,
So it's late.
Yeah.
It's late. We don't usually go this late.
it's not late. It's early.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'm being an ass about it.
You're not. Yeah, it's good. It's
Smolder
good,
says,
Smolder.
watch Black Bag on Sunday. Like that a lot. Yeah. I highly it was on I did a best of 2025 so far for my show Unscripted
I thought
Yeah,
it
I
was
now
saw you were
fun.
doing
technically
that
last
earlier.
night.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun.
Um
What did you think of Fassbender, and was it the Killer or what
the
was the
Killer's
one?
really good
Killer.
too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't review it at the time, and I should have because I had Fletcher Williams does a lot of my
Thumbnails.
thumbnails, and
Mhm.
I had him make one up for the Killer, and I never got around to doing a review. So what I want to do is I want to go back and I want to watch that a second time, and
I like him a lot. I
I
don't
like
Oh
know,
it quite
yeah.
a
but
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. I have fond associations with the Killer. That was my first press screening.
oh,
So
nice,
oh, nice.
yeah,
nice.
yeah. So that was cool.
Right.
And Netflix sent me a poster too. Maybe I'll mail it to you guys if one of you guys if you want it because I'm not gonna. I don't need it.
Sure.
It's
Maybe
last one.
I'll send you my address.
Sure.
I'll find a place on the wall to put it. I'll feel special off of your specialness that you've had.
Oh, Connie, you've
And
been a trooper.
Connie, yes,
Connie,
Connie was also at a wedding this weekend as well. So
Yeah, okay.
Connie,
yeah,
you had a
It's a
good
weekend
weekend
for
like I
weddings.
did then too. So thank you for hanging out. It's always great to have the people that are the troopers that hang out for the long run. I'm always surprised. I don't mean it in a bad way, but it's more appreciation. It's amazing how supportive some people are and really hang out and run the do the long run with us. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
thank you. Is
all
what
right.
I'm saying. But
Let's go one more time around the horn real quick. Corey, what do you have coming up?
oh gosh, let me look here. I'm really out of sorts. Sorry, I've had a busy weekend coming up. Or that just happened. But for July, I have. If I could flip my calendar. Sorry, deleted. I'm failing on you right now when you were asking me to perform. But on the 10th, I might be having a stream. I think we were talking about with Sin, Anthony Horzamore, and Ashley Zombie Girl about some of our favorite suspense thriller type movies. Might be doing that. On the 16th of July, I might actually have Box Office Brawler on my
Yeah.
stream to talk about his channel and his movie collection. So, pretty excited about that. I'm sure there's more stuff coming up. I've gotten some big life events wrapped up after this weekend, and I'm really going to try to dive into my channel a little bit more. And always love the live streams. I'm going to keep on doing those because I have so much fun hanging out with everybody doing that. But going to look at trying to branch out a little bit and do some pre-recorded videos and try to mix it up a little bit. But that's on the horizon for right now for me.
Right on. Okay. Good night, Unplugged, and hello to Cinephile World Order. We're about to wrap it up.
Hey, Sean.
Good to see you. All right, Sin.
So obviously tomorrow we got the mystery movie, which means Tuesday we're going to do a live stream, and
Mhm.
then right after our live stream, I'm going to be on Nadia's live stream. to talk about horror movies I've seen this month. And then whatever the movie is tomorrow, I'll probably do a review for that. Also planning to go see Megan 2.0 and do a review for that. My review for 28 Years Later just went up today. And that's like the immediate.
All right. Cool. Let me switch over to my channel real quick so I can actually remember all the things I have.
You've got a lot of stuff set up.
I have
like four streams a day
coming up. Yeah. It's not wrong. Okay. Let's see. As I brought up earlier, also on Sundays, I co-host a Western show that's entitled Western Cinema Presents, which I do with my friend Outlaw Bill. This week's movie was Cowboys and Aliens, so please check that out. Of course, remember, commentary only, so you will need your own copy of the film. Next week on that program, we're going to get a little controversial. We're going to watch Rust.
Okay.
And so we're going to, not to put too fine a point on it, bite the bullet, and we're going to watch the movie, and we're going to review it afterward. So stay tuned for that. That'll be at about 4 p.m. on next Sunday. But before that, of course, as Sin said, tomorrow night is Mystery Movie Night. So Tuesday, we will be reviewing whatever that movie may be, whether it be Jurassic Park Rebirth or something else. That'll be at 7 p.m. Right after that, of course, my show live from Sparkwood in 21, which is a retrospective of the Twin Peaks television series, and has become, after his unfortunate passing, kind of a retrospective of David Lynch's career in general. And we're doing part 2 of our deep dive into Mulholland Drive. Last week we watched a movie. This week we tried to figure out what the hell it was all about, and we got some theories. And
good luck.
Yeah, I actually like that movie quite a bit. It's one of my favorites of his. Let's see. So, like I said earlier, Unscripted. I had my best of the year so far. Please check that out. Action Theater, which is another show that I do with Bill, back at its original day and time, Thursday at 4:30. We are continuing Bond month with Timothy Dalton in License to Kill.
Underrated Bond. I'll say that right now. Hot take, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite Timothy Dalton.
He's a good
Bond.
one. I enjoy him.
Caveman says, love to join all of you at some time. Right on.
He's a good guy.
And Scolder, good night. Take care. All right. Let's see. Action Theater Extra Dose. That's going to be Saturday at 3:30. I have to work that day, so I'm going to be joining the show midway. But I will be there, and I will be simulcasting. Bill and myself once again, and we're going to finish out Bond month with Casino Royale, the Craig version. And let's see. And like I said, Sunday, Western Cinema Presents, 4 o'clock, Rust. And of course, I have reviews coming up for Predator, Killer of Killers, Ballerina, a movie I keep forgetting I saw. So that ought to tell you what I thought about it. And I did see the movie The Damned. I might do a short review on that.
That's that horror movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to watch that.
And hopefully I will get to 28 years later sometime in the next few days so I can give you my opinion on that. So that's all I got coming up.
That's all he's got.
Why don't you try to schedule a little more, Deleted? I feel like you're really skimping out. You're skimping out. You're not doing very much. You're not like getting too many live streams.
Bill and I actually have Action Theater planned out into August. What we're going to do. And
Actually, I saw
yeah.
that when I went out to find your channel again one
Yeah.
time.
He's got all
Like we
these
were talking
live
about
streams
earlier.
set up.
Yeah. I was like, nope, that's not the one. That's not the one. I'm like, how many months do you have scheduled out right now? But
Like about 2. Yeah.
it's amazing. I love it. You're very organized, and you got stuff scheduled out for quite a while.
Well, there were so many things that we wanted to do that we just decided to sit down and just like we gotta hammer out some kind of schedule, man.
Do it, yeah.
And so he got a hold of me
sure.
and said, "What do you want to do?" Because he wanted to do the Kai July thing. So we're going to be doing like Godzilla -1 minus color, Pacific Rim, Godzilla 1985. We're doing Kong Skull Island. We're doing the 2014 Godzilla. August, we're going to be doing Seven Samurai. We got Yojimbo and Sanjuro coming. I want to do Havoc, the Tom Hardy Netflix movie. And
bless you.
I've never seen it, but I've heard.
You love that movie. Okay.
No, I've not. I haven't seen it, but I heard comments.
Yeah. Centurion is one we're talking about doing. That's another one with Fassbender.
Yeah.
I showed Bill the trailer for that. He said, "Oh shit, yeah, we're doing that." You know.
I'll tell you what. I finally got a copy of Godzilla minus color, and I'm looking forward to watching that one. I've not I've seen the color version of it, but I'm really looking forward to
it's
minus
great.
color.
I've seen them both on IMAX. It's great.
Okay. Unfortunately, it'll be on my screen at home. It's a little smaller than IMAX, but it's okay.
Just a little, just a space.
All righty. That is the show for tonight, folks.
We're cutting Corey off. Tell him to stop talking.
This show does not normally go this long, but
no, it doesn't. Lord have mercy.
This is probably like the third longest. All right,
this might be the last time Corey's invited on the show.
No, it has nothing to do with you.
All right.
It's just the way it is.
If anybody who's and first off, thank you to all of the new subscribers during the course of the show. It's
awesome seeing so many people popping in.
It's been great chatting with everybody.
Yeah. You know, we had compare all 3 of our channels compared. We probably had close to 100 people watching at some point during the first.
That's amazing. No, that's really. I'm not being like sarcastic. That's amazing to me.
Yeah,
like
good.
I just always, every time I pop on, if I have one person jump in for a live stream, I'm happy. So thank you, everybody, for jumping in and showing the love.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone who was in the chat. Like I said,
yes, it's over, Lauren.
Laren, I love you. I love you, man.
It's over.
You caught the end of it, bud, but I love you. We'll be hanging out soon.
Thank you for coming on. For those of you who are new to my channel, this show started out as a program entitled The Other Side of Midnight. I did 76 episodes of it. Before I rebranded my channel and changed the name, but it's the same show, really, in the end. So if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, go back and watch the previous episodes. All right. Any last words, guys, before we close it out?
No, I'll just say thank you very much for having me on. I always appreciate it.
Yeah. Same. And thanks everybody for hanging in.
Yes, absolutely.
As I always say at the end of every show, thank you all once again for joining us, both here and on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. From HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win. Now I am going to roll some video that has some birds in it. It'll be about a minute, but it's cute.